knowing that she would return soon and take more lives. However, a few of the experienced ponies scratched their heads in confusion. They knew something was up. Out of my way! The ponies in the street looked towards the source of the shout and spotted a man dressed in a black uniform that'd make Rarity cream herself. On the spot, sprinting towards them, cussing and screaming at them in a language nobody could quite understand, as he charged the crowd like a raging bull. Oh my Celestia, it's fucking Hitler! Everyone run! Run for your lives!
That's a good read. Wait. So they know who Hitler is? Like, human Hitler? What? Is it like pony Hitler or is it like human Hitler?
It's Hitler
It's just regular, normal Hitler. Once again, the ponies scattered, some slipping in the urine produced by the least experienced ponies of the crowd. The Fuhrer didn't bother to weave his way through the crowd, choosing instead to trample anyone unfortunate enough to stand in his way. He didn't care. He had a mission. If he failed his mission, the Jews would win. That would be unacceptable. I love making fun of tragedy, don't you?
Yeah, that's the funniest. Have you heard the Boom Burnham song?
Tragedy will be exclusively joked about.
Joked about.
Because my empathy is bumming me out.
Bumming me out.
Goodbye, sadness. Hello, jokes.
Hello, jokes.
Hello, jokes.
Hello, jokes. Further up the street,
This is
Scootaloo
weird.
found herself nearing the outskirts of the town. Looking over her shoulder, I didn't know that she had a shoulder, but okay. She noticed she was losing her pursuer. Feeling triumphant, she hung a right and stopped in an empty alleyway, allowing herself to catch her breath and let out a sigh of relief. It had taken her almost forever, but she had successfully managed to evade that crazy man. Suddenly, she found herself being lifted off her scooter and into the air. Hey! She protested. Vitas, Michael here!
Bum, bum, bum. Where are your fingers?
Bum, 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 bum. Flailing about in the air. Hitler placed her down on the ground and patted her on the head like a good dog. Before hopping onto the scooter that was too small for him. This is mine now, he stated. No way, give it back, she cried. Nein! Her eyes brimming with hot tears, the young child cried out in anger and charged the Fuhrer. However, before she could close the distance between the two of them, he kicked off the ground and scooted away. As she watched Hitler disappear, with her prized scooter into the sunset, she fell to the ground, weeping for her loss. Doing the only thing she could do in her situation, she looked towards the heavens and cried out, "Dad!" Lieutenant Aldo Rain lounged around on his
The scooter is her dad.
No, Lieutenant Aldo Rain is apparently her dad. Lounged around on his front porch, casually sipping away at a glass of fine bourbon. He wanted to sit back and laugh at the town's inhabitants running about like beheaded chickens, but Scootaloo was but something held him back. Something was really off about today. His Nazi senses had been tingling all day long, and they were never wrong. Dad! In a moment, he was off his recliner and scanning the horizon for his beloved chicken. Fuck me. He spotted her sprinting towards the house down the street. It wasn't long before she reached the porch and looked up to him with tear-stained eyes. What's wrong, baby doll? He asked, kneeling down to take his weeping chicken into his arms. I need booze. I'm underage, and I don't drink, but, this drives me to drink. I don't drink, and I won't, but, I totally will someday. I'm gonna read this and get wasted in the future. I'm gonna mix Kool-Aid and vodka. No, not Kool-Aid. I'm gonna mix Capri Sun and vodka. Get a whole box of Capri Sun, pour it into a bucket, and, add vodka to it, and that's what I'm gonna do on my 21st birthday, and I'm gonna read fucking gay fan fiction. And that's gonna be the best birthday I've ever had. I hate myself.
I can already see it. That should be your channel, Read Revival.
10 years later.
This guy's been gone for 5 years. How about been drunk reading gay fanfiction? Huh.
She buried her face into his chest and mumbled something into it. Darling, my chest don't have any ears. Scootaloo pulled away from her father and looked up at him. Nazis stole my scooter, Dad! I knew my Nazi senses weren't off. Did you hunt them down and scalp them like I taught you to? The orange filly looked off to the side, her ears falling flat. No, they got away. That's why I came back here for help. Darling, you can't rely on me to solve your problems. One day I will die, likely during some heroic action involving me saving the princesses from a gang of mutant possums, and you'll need to take care of your own problems. Mutant possums, huh? He placed the filly down and stood back up. Now run along, younglin. Younglin, not youngin, younglin. And don't come back without your scooter and the scalps of your enemies. Remember, no prisoners. Don't forget, no prisoners.
This is art at its peak.
This is beautiful. This is captivating.
As he turned around and began to make his way back into the house, he heard his daughter protest. But Dad, no buts, hon. Now get. It was Hitler. Hitler stole my scooter. The man blinked, taking in this new information. He approached his adopted daughter and knelt beside her, coming to eye level with her. Did you just say Hitler? Did you just say Hitler? She nodded slowly in response. A large shit-eating grin spread across Aldo's face. Well, that changes things, Scoots. Oy vey! And every gray red filly cried out as she was run down by Hitler.
Dude, Max.
God.
Someone should animate this.
He laughed maniacally as he raced through the halls of Ponyville's synagogue, running over ponies left and right without mercy. For some reason, though, everyone cheered when he ran off the glass building. What? What? Then again, Hitler doubted anyone could like a filly like that. Not even her fellow Jews. Ugh. While Hitler scooted about, running down ponies without a care in the world, the front doors to the synagogue burst open, and in marched Scootaloo and Lieutenant Aldo. This is like crack. Like someone was on crack when they wrote this. They were on crack cocaine when they wrote this shit. The Führer scooted towards the two, not noticing them as he made a few more ponies roadkill. Taking notice of this, Aldo stood there, waiting for Hitler to pass by. As the Führer began to pass by, the man walked forward and simply pushed him off the ground. What? That doesn't make sense. You can't push someone off the ground. You pull them and pick them up. Nein! Hitler cried out in shock as he lost his balance and fell to the ground. As the Nazi fell, the lieutenant turned toward his daughter and dropped the knife before her. You owe me a scalp, Scoots, he said with a smile. This is fucking sin. This is like totally child abuse. Like you're forcing your kid to scalp someone. Like I feel like there's probably something in like international law against that.
No, I know. The kid's gonna go and get in jail. Fucking idiot. How dare you listen to orders?
The orange filly returned to her father's smile and picked up the knife before slowly stalking towards her prey. Hitler groaned in pain. Hitler groaned in pain and began to pick himself up off the ground. He looked over his shoulder and spotted the orange Pegasus from earlier approaching him, armed with a knife. Nein! He exclaimed in fear. The Führer began to crawl away from the filly, only to be kicked in the stomach with enough force to send him flying into a nearby wall. Now where do you think you're going? Aldo inquired, approaching the fallen Austrian and slamming his foot down on his stomach, pinning him under his boot. You're not going anywhere after running down all these here innocent ponies and that one filly nobody cares about. Nein, have mercy. The American answered his cries for mercy with a nasty kick to the face before turning back to his adopted daughter. Go on, darling, do your thing. What the fuck is this? The furious cries for mercy went unheard as Scootaloo approached him, her knife at the ready. She climbed on top of the man, who now began to break down in tears, and looked him in the eyes, her eyes burning with a hatred of... With a hatred fury. You took my scooter. I'm going to take your life! Oy vey, so cheesy, one of the survivors of Hitler's killing spree commented. It was pretty fucking cliche, but Scootaloo didn't care. She cared about only two things, getting revenge and making her dad happy. Mein Gott, he cried, just as Scootaloo brought the knife down on him, stabbing it through his temple. He went limp as an unrealistic amount of blood flooded out of the wound, typical of a Quentin Tarantino movie. And like a frog, like a man, shot through the chest by a rifle. He was shot through the chest by a rifle. Now it was time to collect her trophy. Aldo Rain looked on with a proud smile as he watched his daughter, his little chicken, slice away at the Nazi scalp. A wave of pride washed through him as he watched this. He was truly father like daughter. Holy fucking shit, dude. It wasn't long before she finished cutting away at the scalp and ripped it away from the corpse. What is this? She turned about face and brought it over to her father, placing it before him. I owe you a Nazi scalp. I can't even do the voice. I owe you a Nazi scalp, Dad. Her father knelt down and ruffled her mane affectionately before picking up the scalp and examining it in the light. Very nice, he commented, smiling. This is one of the best scalps I've ever received.
Thank you.
He tucked it in his pocket.
Yeah.
Tucked it in his pocket and picked up his daughter.
Next.
Where you put it?
That's where you put it. Where else?
It
Where
was
else?
not in your... I feel like if you're going to go through the effort to scalp someone, you're not gonna put it in your fucking pocket where it's gonna like get all your keys and shit. He tucked it in his pocket and picked up his daughter, placing her on his shoulders. Come on, baby doll, let's go get you some ice cream. For killing Hitler, so let's get some ice cream to celebrate. Oh boy, she exclaimed excitedly. The two of them walked out of the synagogue, leaving behind destruction in their wake, and everyone lived happily ever after, except Spike, who died of super AIDS later that day.
Super AIDS.
Fucking hell. This is the
Good story.
gayest shit I've ever read.
You know,
The fact that I used to do this is fucking honestly incredible. The fact that I was able to stomach doing this, like, on recording and editing it.
Are you sure that's the gayest thing you've read, Max? Are you sure?
The most homosexual.
The
Maybe not the
straightest.
Oh my god. Max,
Guys,
please
I have a
remind
question.
me.
I have a question. What's the Japanese word for anime?
Cartoon.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we can find on Fanfiction. Just have just trade off reading shit to each other.
I need to find something stupid to read.
I think there's one where like fucking like RD like fucks a sink or something.
Getting a
Rainbow
ride.
Dash fuck the sink.
I think it's but the kitchen sink. Yeah, that's it. That looks like it.
Remember Tetris fanfiction?
Oh my god.
It's beautiful.
Bye.
Just Google Tetris fanfiction and read some.
This one I actually remember being genuinely really funny.
The kitchen sink.
Forbidden love? Question
Rainbow
mark?
Dash was just cruising through life, one cupcake at a time. However, after a freak encounter in the kitchens of Sugar Cube Corner, the Pegasus finds herself faced with something she's never encountered before.
This is probably like a really good podcast idea. Just fucking reading fan fiction and shit.
This is not your
Isn't that what
average
Loudcast is?
what you see.
Oh fuck, he's recording this for Loudcast. Oh no.
Handsome stallion. Her love is a sink. Now Rainbow must face the challenges that comes with love, all the while needing to deal with strange urges, teething children, and dresses.
The more I look at the icon, the more I can't stop laughing. It's like you click this is with a sink. The only way it could be better is if it had like a red circle pointing to like the faucet and like an arrow. Like, what is she doing?
Well, that's how babies are made. Story. Dash rolled her eyes. Pinky, I'm telling you, as weird as crazy as you can be, it wouldn't work. It's just a sink. Where am I supposed to put my peen?
The
My wiener.
drain?
My wiener.
What if I put my peen and they start the garbage disposal fucking fan? What happens to them?
Fanfiction is the only way I can get more content without Starlight in it. Got him.
Welcome to the reading of Not the Kitchen Sink. Beautiful, beautiful story about love and hygiene.
Wait, where does it say that? Oh,
Because-
you just came up with that right now?
Anyways, Rainbow Dash rolled her eyes. Pinky, I'm telling you, as weird as crazy as you can be, it wouldn't work. Nah, it would. Pinkie Pie insisted as he entered the bakery. We could totally replace our entire house with cotton candy. We can make it float in everything. And you can live in it. And you can eat cotton candy anytime you want it. And I can live there too. And we can eat cotton candy all day long. What a good idea. It's not gonna kill your teeth or anything. You do make a good point. How much would it cost? Pinkie Pie's face scrunched up. Let's see. Move that there, tear the one. Oh boy! Only about 10 million bits. What a deal, right?
What a
Rainbow Dash
deal.
shook her head and laughed. Ha ha ha! Now where are those cupcakes you promised me? Oh, right, in the kitchen. Pinkie said. I made them special just for you. They're vanilla, your favorite.
Little did
Her
she
mouth
know,
began.
Rainbow Dash
Into
hated
water.
cupcakes this whole time.
Yeah. Hey,
Really,
Max.
pie.
It was pie. Get your fucking lore correct, Max.
Yeah.
You call yourself a fan.
No, I don't actually.
He
I
calls
know.
himself a fag.
No, only you did that.
Only one person does that.
Only a
Her mouth
fag
didn't
calls people
water.
fags.
You are Lefty. You have no comeback from that.
The person
not gonna
above,
lie.
the person above in the list of people on the voice call triple gay. It's you, Lefty.
Well, you're
Oh.
not wrong.
Not completely wrong. Anyways, her mouth beginning to water. The cyan, it's cyan. The cyan mare began to gallop away from her friend, but before she could get to the kitchen, she was stopped by a loud, "Wait!"
I'm thirsty. I need a drink, if you know what I mean. Yeah, water.
Yeah, here, take some water. Yeah, okay.
From the
She
sink.
turned back to
That's what it's
Pinky, who was
for.
frowning. She turned back to Pinky, who was frowning a bit. Sorry, Dashy, but you have to be careful. Seductive sinks in there now. Why? The cakes, you spent lots and lots of money to get the kitchen all clean and remodeled. It's all new and pretty and fancy. We'll be super duper mad if we get it messy, Pinky explained, bouncing up to her friend. Especially the sink. That cost the most of anything for some fucking reason. It's so new and pretty and fun. Yeah, I get the picture, Rainbow interrupted. What was wrong with the old kitchen? It looked fine to me. Pinky's face darkened. Weak. And there was this big explosion. Oh yeah! That thing completely cleared out of the clouds when we were gathering for a storm. Pinky's head drooped. I got kind of into the coffee cupboard again. What does that mean? Is that a metaphor for...
I kind of got into the coffee cupboard again.
Yeah.
The second
Well,
of two
it's just-
coffee cupboard incidents.
Yeah, I remember
The
the
waffle iron
we don't
incident.
speak
that
of the
happened.
coffee cupboard incident. Well, it's just the kitchen, Rainbow said, assuring her friend with a pat on the back. Even if we get it dirty, patent that rain blow dry can take care of, right? Without waiting for an answer, she sprinted away from Pinky and into the kitchen, bursting through the double doors without a care in the world. Her eyes immediately settled on the cupcakes. Fanfiction sat in a silver tray, tempting Rainbow with a delicious scent. They were covered in the sweetest, unhealthiest looking pink frosting she'd ever seen. They were perfect. Disregarding all sense of restraint, she grabbed one and proceeded to gulp it down. It tasted just as delicious as it looked.
Somehow this is sexual.
And she ate. Rainbow, and she ate. As she ate, Rainbow looked around the newly redesigned kitchen. In the uniform pink color from ceiling to floor. God, that must be fucking terrible to look at. Fucking, can you imagine that fucking hot pink room that would kill your eyes?
I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's fantastic. Anyways, it looked like the engravings in the wooden paneling had been redone, giving him a sharper and clearer image. A long line of shelves stood on the rightmost wall, reaching all the way, covered with ingredients, tools, and foodstuffs of all kinds. The counters even sparkled. Everything's nice, sure, but it's just the kitchen, Rainbow thought. Who cares if it gets a little dirty? There's a washcloth right there, over by the sink.
The sink?
The sink. No. He. No. Across the room on her, sitting right.
Did you just assume that sink's gender?
The sunlight filtering in, caught on his chrome coat, sending glimmers of light crashing through the room. Rainbow could have sworn she felt one cross her face. It was sleek and streamlined, just like the Pegasus. A drip of water was hung in his mouth. Oh, it's too much. Oh, Lordy. This is getting intense. Thank God I'm home alone.
They thought Earth-chan was the first to get humanized, but no.
With a blush.
They're sexualizing sinks. They did this years ago.
Turned, only to come face to face with Pinkie Pie. Rainbow Dash! She shouted. Rainbow instinctively jumped into the air. Pinkie Pie! Don't sneak up on me like that! Pinkie giggled. You're drooling. My cupcakes must be the best ever. Taking quick glances at the sink, Rainbow wiped her mouth. Messier wings in the main war. I'm a mess, she thought. Sorry. Began to free herself. Pinkie stared at her inquisitively. Dashy, what you doing? Oh, it was at that moment that Rainbow Dash realized she was trying to impress a sink. What was wrong with her? Why did Pinkie put in those cupcakes? Nothing. I'm not doing anything. Just to make a point, she tousled her own hair. It's not like I'm being wet over a sink or anything.
A babaka.
There was a long Rainbow that fidgeted under Pinkie's gaze. Hey, Pinkie, why is that sink so special? I'm glad you asked, Pinkie said, brandishing a magazine from seemingly nowhere. I happen to have the catalog right here. How did you... Oh, look, it says a large and spacious basin. It can fit nearly anything. Rainbow gave my ass. Really?
Can it fit my ass?
Can it fit my ass? Hey, Pinkie, fine. Let it fit my ass. Yep, and it has a strong and durable chrome.
She said.
Cool. Yeah, I wanted to hold me, please. A single bead of sweat formed at the base of Rainbow's brow as she attempted to immobilize her own wings. That is
This
cool,
is like,
she said.
I feel like this makes her like a man-child. This is kind of like, I feel like this could be like outtakes from a Gus Johnson video.
And look, it says the polls that I've been doing. Oh my god, oh my fucking god. And And look, is this the faucet's advanced pumping action? Isn't that the
So you can turn on the faucet like directly over your vagina.
pumping action? Isn't that the coolest?
Pump me full of water.
Just water, just water.
Advanced pumping action. Dude, I need some advanced pumping action. Isn't that the coolest? Rainbow Dash barely caught the moan in her throat. Why would you moan from that? Yeah, it said flatly. Pinky, I think I understand. Please stop. She began to wish she had a bottle of mind.
Mind bleach.
A bottle of mind bleach.
Oh god, I forgot how good this one was.
Anything was wrong, she didn't show it. She didn't show it. Okie dokie Loki! She picked up another cupcake and shoved it at Rainbow. Let's stop the reading, because it's time to get eating, she squealed. If only so that Pinky wouldn't show the
Look, I painted the frosting on this cupcake to look like a vagina.
Yeah! What are you trying to say, Pinky?
You're gay.
Oh, I'm sexually attracted to sinks.
You're so gay.
That's a gay. That's like triple gay though. If only so that Pinky wouldn't shove the treat down her throat, Rainbow took the cupcake. However, as she took the first bite, she found that her stomach and heart had teamed up to rebel against the rest of her body. Her stomach seemed to be teeming with butterflies, making it near impossible to keep the cupcake down. Her heart raced faster with each passing second, yet it skipped a beat when she glanced at him. Man screamed at her, "It!" With some difficulty, Rainbow finished the cupcake. She gave Pinky a smile. "Oh yeah, Pinky, that was great!" Pinkie Pie's eyes lit up like stars. "Really?" She rubbed her still erupting stomach. But I sure am full now. I doubt I could even have another bite. What? Pinky gasped so hard she hovered. Okay, one of those. There can never be too many cupcakes. It's impossible. She seemed to disappear to the floor and popped up a second later behind Rainbow Dash. Inconceivable! She popped up again on Rainbow's left. Incomprehensible! Pinky, stop! Rainbow said, blushing. You're embarrassing me. Pinky stopped mid-bounce. Huh? In front of who? She stopped when she realized she was pointing at the sink. No, Pony. Forget it. And you forget being full. That's like being at grandma's house. All over again. Pinky yelped, landing and grabbing the entire tray of cupcakes. He stuffed the entire tray in Rainbow's face. Jesus Christ. Being pushed like Jesus Christ, Pinky, I calm the fuck down. No, Pinky, stop! You're going to eat your cupcakes, and you're going to like them. Just then, Rainbow saw a drop of water fall from the sink's faucet. As if on cue, the Pegasus's wings shot up.
Wing boner.
Slammed into Pinky's tray, sending it flying. No, cupcakes! Pinky cried. Come back! Ignoring their creator, the cupcakes tray proceeded to ricochet around the room. Really? Was that fucking powerful? It ricocheted like a fucking bullet?
The most powerful wing boner of all time.
Can you imagine? Okay, this is the equivalent of you fucking, you're holding a tray of fucking cookies at dick level. They're getting a boner so strong that it flies into the wall and bounces off and they're all around.
Dude, if you get aroused that fast, then it can go lots of places.
That's an incredible force. Jesus Christ. How fast is
It takes an incredible force to get that aroused, too. Got him.
Their boner. Anyways. Ignoring the two ponies could only watch in shock and dodge the careening cupcakes when necessary. It only took a few moments for the tray to smash right into the top shelf on the right wall. The ponies couldn't see it, but the impact has formed a hairline crack in the molding. Jesus Christ. Rainbow silently cursed whatever vengeful spirit has first created Pegasus' wings. Looking more and more scared with each splattered cupcake. A few seconds later, the crack...
This is the equivalent of T-posing. It's the equivalent of like T-posing when you get aroused. You're like, what? Your arms just go right up.
A few seconds later, the crack grew on and spread throughout the entire shelf, sending it tumbling downwards. That shelf crashed into the one below it, and that one into the one below it, and you know, the rest, etc. Soon the two mares watched in abject fear as the entire wall of shelves came crashing down, towering up dirt, paint, and
dirt.
food like there was no tomorrow. You know that feeling your boner like destroys the whole fucking kitchen?
That feeling when your boner destroys the entire kitchen. Am I right?
Am I right, ladies?
Hashtag relatable.
Am I right, ladies?
Can I?
You realize that ladies don't get that. Like they don't get the thing where like when you're like aroused, they don't get that.
Like there was no tomorrow. The different supplies that had made their home on the shelf. It is a weird sentence. Flour, frosting, food coloring, dough scattered and smushed all across the floors, creating what looked like an infant's take on fine art. Like creating what looked like a dead infant on the floor. Rainbow's wings dropped. Pinky's jaw literally hit the floor. Both mares' heads whipped the staircase that led to the upper floors, where the cakes made their home.
They whipped their hair back and forth. They whipped their hair back and forth. They whipped their hair.
What's going on down there? Pinky jogged in place. Oh no, Dashy, we're in so much trouble. Rainbow Dash was still so shocked to move. Forget the washcloth. Even the rainbow has nothing on this. Mrs. Cake, her eyes already bloodshot, cantered into the room. Pinky, you need to. She stopped immediately. The blue mare looked at the cluster of destruction and at the two mares. Back of the cluster, then back to me, then back at the mares. She looked at the open bag of coffee beans in the corner. Pinkie Pie, Miss Cake growled, her face contorting into a mutant mix of rage, frustration, and exhaustion. What happened to our kitchen? There were cupcakes, Pinkie replied in a squeak. A vein popped on Miss Cake's forehead. Pinkie Pie, how many times have I did we tell you to keep the kitchen clean? We can't afford to rebuild the bakery every other week. I know, miss. No, I don't think you do. Mrs. Cake had begun to walk towards the door. We've been giving you a home, food to eat. We put up with you eating half of our profits. Oh yes, and you try and keep this place nice. And what do? You tear down a wall. Miss Cake had effectively managed to make Pinkie Pie frown.
Damn.
I'm sorry. That's fucking rough, dude. Let's go harass. They made Pinkie Pie cry. Let's go harass the writers and harass the writer on Twitter for this.
On Twitter, they wrote this like
How
4 years ago.
dare you? You made my favorite character cry.
How dare you write a completely reasonable response to what happened in the story?
And that's not to mention the babies. We had just gotten them. We had just killed them, and now they're alive again. For a nap. Do you know how hard it is now that they are teething? Rainbow looked on in shock. She had never seen Miss Cake this angry, or even Pinkie this worried. Had also never seen Sugar Cube Corner's walls torn down before either. She began to curse the sink that had gotten her acting so strangely. Then she remembered it was an inanimate object. Part of her felt like leaving. It was bound to be rubbed into it too. But her other part, her loyalty sense, commanded her to stay and help her friend. After all, it was her fault. She was the one who had the erection. But from what? Cake? Rainbow interrupted. The mare paused her tirade. Look at Rainbow. Yes? Dear, you can't blame Pinkie for this. It was my fault.
I got an erection.
Like, basically what happened is that I saw your sexy fucking sink, and my wings got wrecked as fuck. I was the one who hit the tray of cupcakes away from her and knocked on all the shelves. If you're going to blame any pony, blame me. Nick sighed and turned to Rainbow Dash in a blink of an eye. In a blink of an eye, she had started raging again. Rainbow Dash, how could you do this? You just came into our house and wrecked it? Rainbow backed up a bit. Whoa. I'm all for making sure Pinkie Pie doesn't get in trouble in here. But I'm not just gonna sit here and get lectured. It wasn't all my fault, though, she said, not making eye contact. Really? It rolled her eyes. Then just whose fault was it? Think, Rainbow. Think. It was... Instead of control over her own hoofs, Rainbow pointed to the side. It was him! He seduced me!
Me too.
Cake asked, looking where Rainbow Dash was pointing. You mean the bird? Rainbow Dash gazed at the sink and quickly realized the bird has landed on the windowsills above it. No, I mean the... Wait! What am I talking about? Oh, never mind, I did it. It was all my fault. Sue me, bill me, whatever. You just don't blame Pinkie. Rainbow Dash, I think it would be best if you left and never come back. You're exiled. Go and...
Go fuck yourself.
It was a
Yourself.
fucking accident.
You got an erection and destroyed our kitchen with your erection.
You got an erection, and no.
The fact that this is allowed to happen in any reality is fucking insane to me.
So someone had a good idea, Max. Someone just someone's
It could happen only on the hub.
Only on the fuck sings. Only on the hub.
Only on Discovery Family.
Only on Discovery.
Go. Discovery Family.
Rainbow sighed and glanced at Pinkie. The mare was gazing at her sadly. She shifted her eyes to the sink. I hate you, she mouthed. Without another word, she flew out of the kitchen. As she flew home, Rainbow Dash reviewed the events of her visiting Sugar Cube Corner. She had A. gotten into an argument about cotton candy houses. B. had some pretty good cupcakes. C. been turned temporarily insane, it seemed, by a kitchen sink. D. gotten a wing boner from said kitchen sink. E. caused hundreds of bits in property damage. F. quite possibly gotten banned from the best bakery in town. It wasn't like her fault or anything. It was the stupid sink. It was like it had some spell over her, and whenever she looked at it, her heart started beating faster. She began to sweat. No, it couldn't possibly be good for her health. She had only ever felt that way once before at Junior Speedsters.
Another sink.
Yeah. It was the same sink. Yet
The same sink?
Yeah, you just got relocated.
They moved it. They sold it in a catalog.
Just got up and walked away.
It grew legs and left.
Yeah.
Maybe it's them legs that got her attracted to it. You know, like them legs,
like
sink
fucking
legs.
the really like buff runner's legs.
I don't know about you, but my fetish is sinks.
I'm sink sexual.
I don't know about you, but
I'm sensual.
I don't know.
I'm homosexual.
I don't know about you, but nothing gets me off like putting my dick in the garbage waste disposal.
Cause you're garbage. It's like getting a massage on your cock.
Yeah, with blades, man. You only live once.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Blood makes great lube.
Yeah, let's put our,
especially.
come on, guys. Let's put our dicks in the garbage waste disposal.
It could happen only on the hub.
Shut up.
Okay. Wait. Yet, despite all the trouble it had cost her, Rainbow just couldn't get it out of her mind. Every time she tried to forget it, sink just popped back into her mind. Oh, Celestia, what if I'm cursed? I wonder if Sakura has some tea or something. Yeah. Okay, hey, doctor, do you have some tea?
Just perfectly normal tea, that might help.
Yeah.
That'll
Do you have
curse.
fetish removal tea?
For fetishes?
Like, yes, what fetish? Sinks. Oh my. Yes, I think I have something here in the back.
Well, you see, you have to put everything, including the kitchen sink, into the tea to remove the sink fetish.
Suddenly, she stopped mid-flight. Wait, she said to the air. What am I doing? I beat Nightmare Moon and Discord. I proved the Sonic Brain Boom was real. And now I'm just gonna start running from a stupid sink? No, that thing can't get me down. She flew up high above the clouds, leaving a rainbow trail in her wake. I'm Rainbow Dash.
Shut up, Rainbow Dash. You're a fucking egotistical cunt.
I'm the best character. No. She spread her arms wide. What? Her arms? She has arms?
You
now?
don't have arms. You don't have those. You got the other leg.
Oh my fucking god, I just imagine like a one-shot scene and she just fucking get really like manly, like a SpongeBob joke. It's like really manly fucking.
Fuck.
Cracks her knuckles. Let's go. Something like that.
Pissed.
Had her arms wide, waiting for the inevitable crowd of cheering ponies. After a few seconds passed, and she realized she was the only pony around, Rainbow smiled sheepishly and resumed flying. Were you expecting fucking praise? Egotistical fucking bastard. I'm way too awesome to be worrying about this, she said as she landed on the front lawn. I'll just pay to fix up.
I'm way too much of an egotistical cunt to be worrying about this shit. Shit's for losers.
Then everything will turn out all right.
Wait, that's
sun
cool.
The sail ain't gotta go fast.
But the kitchen sink.
Whoa!
You're
Gotta
too
go
slow.
fast. You're too slow. Your sink's too hot. Get it out of here.
You'd think that because it's made of steel that it would be like, you know, like that thing where it like absorbs your heat faster and feels really cold on your skin. But no, it's actually really hot.
Stop! You're making any sense. Anyways.
I'm not Sonic, I'm Rainbow Dash.
Oh, it's Sonic.
Sonic and Rainbow Dash are the same character. Like,
Come
you
on,
can't
step it up.
You can't argue with me. They are the same character.
Yeah, chili dogs.
Yeah, chili dogs. Me.
10 seconds flat, 20% cooler.
Like, totally, they're the same character.
I'm gonna fuck this sink in 10 seconds flat.
It'll make me 20% cooler. Because the water's cold.
Because I won't be so hot anymore. Because I'll be cooled off afterward, you know. Because after you kind of cool down after, like. Fucking hamster ball.
Call a sword ball, man.
No, the baller exploded.
Are you playing Sploon?
I am playing Sploon.
God damn it.
Isn't this like the perfect like?
Loudcast.
Yeah, the sun was setting in the west, creating a beautiful view at her vantage point. But Rainbow found herself unable to appreciate it as a large yawn escaped her lips. It was the price to pay for spending a day with Pinkie Pie. You get real fucking tired. Also, that's the price to pay for sink erections.
If you're gonna get an erection over a sink, I think you're fucked.
Fuck your sink.
Yeah. No, you should
Fuck
know
everything
fuck.
that isn't the kitchen sink. Or as the cool kids say,
It's not rape if it's
fuck
a
the
sink.
kitchen sink.
Is it rape if
Wait,
it's a sink?
Is it gay if it's with a sink?
Is it rape if it's a sink?
What if the sink gives consent? Can sinks give consent?
It's like a really.
That should be a Google Yahoo Answers like question.
Spray
Yeah.
twice for yes.
You do realize it's
Spray
like
twice for yes.
It's like you realize, Max. You do realize that I'm reading erotic sink fan fictions almost at past midnight, Max.
Keep going.
Yes.
Well, if you're gonna stay at past midnight, it might as well be for this. Like,
Yeah.
this is probably
This
one
is
of the best
top
things you can be
quality.
doing with your time.
Yeah.
Like,
with a flap of her wings, Rainbow brought herself up to the bedroom.
Top tier.
Tang sat in the corner on his enchanted bed. Enchanted? Oh yeah, because he can't fly. His eyes felt like weights. She hovered over to her own bed and lay down and got some well-deserved rest. And that's like chapter 1. God, it's a fucking nightmare. It was dark. That was the first thing she noticed. It took a few moments for her eyes to adjust. But once they did, she realized what the wet feeling around her leg was flooded with a deep blue water. She was in some sort of maze. She began to walk forward, ignoring the pain of the cold water against her skin. There where to go. Every turn seemed to lead to another turn, or a dead end. At points, she could have sworn she heard somebody. After a few minutes of useless waiting, she began to panic. Where was she? Barely containing the urge to scream, she rounded another corner. Him. Sitting in the middle of the water was a sink.
No!
But she glanced at her lovingly. She knew that he was the key. Everything go away.
Oh, save me, Sink Coon.
Would make everything perfect.
Notice me, Sink.
Towards him. Her heart beating faster with every step. Sunlight, his warmth replacing the water's chill. Wide basin and pull him closer. Oh, Sink. Hurl into a
Okay, you don't need to act it out. You can just read it.
Oh, Dash! Rainbow Dash shot up in her bed, eyes wild. Oh, Celestia! Oh, Celestia! Oh, Celestia! What was that? What did I just do?
You're everyone, and you're poor everyone else in your homestead.
I'm home alone.
2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Home Alone 2. Fucking Christmas in New York, or whatever it was called.
Yeah,
Escape from New York City.
Of course, you could add some oomph into the lewd scenes, Max. Some
It's the afternoon, and my mom is downstairs. And I feel like that's why my voice was so quiet on every single one of those videos from back when.
Dearie, what are you listening to? Her mind raced. Suddenly it all came to her. She had that dream before. Years ago.
Yeah, you said came.
Okay, I thought it was going to be like the same thing, but it was about the cult you had a crush on. You had a dream before years ago, Junior Speedster, said back then it was a cult you had a crush on. Ricks.
Are you sure?
Stomach. Yes.
Maybe Colt was just the brand of the sink.
Yeah. Oh my god!
Freaking ink brush. Octobrush. Whatever.
Her queasy stomach, her heart fluttering, wanting to look nice. She did all of those things for the cult too. She was in love with the kitchen sink. And here we go. It doesn't get any better than this.
I wanted to fuck the sink.
That's the joke. I did it. I did it. I wrote a joke.
Down in Ponyville, the village was just waking up. The sun's rays erupted through the town, coating everything in its light.
So it wasn't not a sound through the house, not even a mouse.
House, not even.
All through the night.
Mm.
Not a. It was the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. And Rainbow Dash was fucking a special sink.
It was the day before Christmas.
It was the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. And downstairs, alone with the kitchen sink, Rainbow Dash was down there spraying her ink.
Before Christmas.
It was the night before Christmas. I fucked the sink.
It was the night before.
You know, I do those like animal shaming things where they put like a sign on their like pet that says like I knocked a cup off the counter, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I should do that with Rainbow Dash where she says I fucked the kitchen sink.
One of these things is not like the other.
What about this one? This one is pretty lewd.
Wait, what?
I came up with the Christmas one that you did, but it was the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. And fuck, no, I can't.
Keep going. You're alone. You're home alone. You can do it.
Oh yeah. Inside the bathroom, with a pussy so pink, Rainbow Dash was rubbing against the kitchen.
replace both of us on Loud Lads, please?
Not even. She was rubbing it against the kitchen with a pussy so pink. She rubbed the vagina against the kitchen sink. God damn it! This is the.
What the fuck? What the fuck are you doing? Pinkie Pie did exclaim. Don't worry, Pinkie. I already came. And Christmas will never the same again.
Oh fuck.
Where were I?
With a coating of metal, she looked at the cube. But Rainbow Dash, she said, it's dripping with lube!
Oh god, it hurts! It hurts!
It's dripping with lube!
Dripping with lube!
Oh my god! This is way better than anything I've ever done. Anyway, keep going.
With the story or with the rhyme? With the story or with...
Either or.
Well, how many...
Story.
It was like... Every pony was already outside, looked at each other in confusion. A few dogs barked. Birds scattered in droves. All three of the Flower Sisters fainted simultaneously. No, 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 no! This can't be happening! I can't be in love, especially not with a sink! Rainbow Dash flitted around her house, suppressing the urge to just break down and start screaming again. I've never been in a relationship before! How does it even work? She began to think about all the relationships she had seen throughout her life. Usually it started out with a date, then came kissing, then they would do things. Then was marriage. It seems fucking...
Yeah, I don't know how much the law is gonna let you marry this fucking sink. To be honest.
No, I think there's a law in there that states you can marry a sink.
I mean, it's just like that one woman who fucking married the Berlin Wall.
You get the... I wonder how she felt when it tore it down and killed her husband.
Oh, I know. That must have been horrible. I imagine she was in. I imagine she was in West Germany. Like, just maybe like that might be. Or West Berlin. Like, I feel like that's the side she was on. West Berlin.
Dude, did she make a fucking... Dude, I can already sense like a musical, like a romantic musical. It's called like On the Other Side of...
My husband is a wall? The musical.
It's called like The Other Side of the Wall.
Oh, I got one. The Wall by Pink... Fuck. By Pink Floyd. Shit, that already exists. It's called The Wall by Pink Floyd. Damn it.
Yeah.
It's like a
maybe like a tale of you call it a tale of about a million bricks.
A tale of two Berlins. A tale of two Germanys.
Mother, I'm in love. Suffer me, mother.
The Wall. I'm sorry, what? The Wall! The Berlin Wall! I'm in love with the Wall!
But it's so big and thick, mother!
It's so big and thick, mother! The Wall is so big and thick, mother. The Wall, it just... Whenever I see it, I get all flustered, and I just can't help it. Oh, the Wall.
Oh,
I want to stroke the Wall.
Why am I British, mother? Is this German?
All I wanted was to break the Wall.
We're gonna build a wall, and then we're gonna marry it.
Oh, this is like.
Oh my god.
This would be a good podcast.
All I wanted was to break
This is a
the
podcast.
Berlin Wall. Oh shit.
All I want to break the wall, and he can break me.
The wall falls down on me, but it's okay. I'm okay with being a bottom for my wall. Oh, I'm suffocating.
I want to be dominated by a wall.
Make that like your ringtone.
I want to be dominated by wow.
Sorry, what did your phone just say? Anyway, continue with the story.
About the wall?
Restaurant, they would likely love to bring a sink as their date. Well, maybe the one place in Cloudville with the waitresses. How would one even kiss a sink? On the faucet? That sounds... I don't know, is that the dick of the sink?
Yeah, and the mouth.
It's the nose.
Yes. and the little plug. And the...
Stick your nose in my vagina.
Stick your... Smell my pussy. Smell my mouth. That's actually weirder. It's like putting your nose in your fucking partner's mouth.
Hey, eat my nose. Vor my nose.
Vor my nose, daddy.
Oh my fuck, Max. That could be like... That could be like a fucking Card Against Humanity card.
Oh, like putting your nose in your partner's mouth.
Yeah.
During sex.
To
Yeah,
please
that's actually a
them
good one.
sexually.
To please them sexually. Nose vor.
Sexually pleasing nose vor. That's like so disgusting. What if you had like a cold and you sneeze in someone's mouth?
Oh god,
That's even
hot.
better.
Let's not talk about this.
Wait, that's not hot. That's cold.
Because you're hot and you're cold. You're yes and you're no.
No,
In and you're
because
out.
it's a cold.
You're up and you're down.
You're yes and you're no. Wait, shit, you already said that one.
Yes,
You're Trump and
no,
you're Clinton.
shit.
Wait, no shit. That's not part of the song. Sorry.
No politics, Max. We talked about.
You're Stalin and you're Hitler. Ah, shit. You're communism and capitalism. Ah, shit.
Your peanut butter and
Peanut butter. Almond butter.
You're
Shit.
just crumbing
Jelly.
your skin.
Jelly. Jelly. It's jelly. That's the opposite of peanut butter. Jelly. That one.
yes.
Your peanut butter and your cheese. Jelly. Jelly. Not jelly.
Jelly.
Mayo. Mustard. Your mustard and your peanut butter.
I think of like
Mayo.
okay, fucking jelly is sweet, right? Jelly is sweet and kind of thick. So this is something salty, like I guess salt water.
Your jelly and your salt water. That's not very catchy, Glim. Like, I gotta say, that's not a very catchy...
It's
lyric.
not.
Your PB&J.
Your PB and your J, your Hitler and your Stalin, your capitalism and your communism, your gay and your straight. You're Hillary Clinton and you're Donald Trump, and okay. Enough of that shit.
Anime and your
Cartoons. Your anime and your manga. Your anime and your good.
your anime and your
Anime is the opposite of good. Anyway, let's continue enjoying this wonderful story.
How would one even kiss a sink? On the faucet, she decided not to think about the third step. But don't worry, we're doing that for you, Rainbow Dash.
Your happiness and your life.
Huh.
But that
Your
left
tells jokes and you're funny.
Wow.
your blacks and your...
Okay, don't finish that sentence.
You're Max and a nice guy.
Whoa, dude. I was gonna say something. I was gonna say something really racist.
Yeah, why do you keep saying, like, almost saying racist shit, dude? Like, this seems to be, like, a concerning trend that you seem to have.
Why don't you just be like me and go all in?
Yeah, just, like, go all in and just say it. For example,
You
fucking
fucking
Jew.
blacks.
Blacks and your saints.
Wait, what did you say?
Your blacks and your saints.
Blacks
Saints?
and sinks?
Saints, like a saint, a very good person. implying
So you're
blacks
saying
and-
that black people are the devil?
Yeah, pretty much.
I feel like that might have been a little bit too far.
Nah.
You think I can go way farther than that? Let's go even
You're
further.
There's no
Jews
such thing
and
as a joke
you're
that's
still
too
alive.
offensive.
You're Jews and you're still alive.
What? What do you mean? Do you mean find that all Jews are dead?
The ones from the Holocaust are. A whole bunch of them are from the Holocaust. The
Women and your vote.
And your vote?
Yeah.
That's not even a thing you can be.
I don't know.
You're fanfiction and you're good.
Your fanfiction and your Harry Potter fanfiction.
You're fanfiction and you're fanfiction.
Guys, but that left her with one stage. She did it the most.
You're my waifu and you're real.
I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna.
Okay, keep reading. We're done with this fucking
want to trigger
shit.
Max. I was gonna say I want to really trigger Max.
Don't. If you insult Toru, you're fucking
Oh,
dead.
how did you know? I was gonna say like your Toro and your good taste.
But she is only the best taste.
You're wrong.
There's one way to offend Max. Insult his waifu.
That's the only way. Anything else you say, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty true. I am pretty white, am I right?
Yeah, that like the one that we played Card Against Humanity
Did
was
you
like
just
the one
insult
thing-
my fucking waifu?
I'll fucking kill your family.
it's
Not
like,
you.
I think the black card was like, if you can live without this, you should. Then I put in Toro.
Yeah, and that's why I murdered you.
I know. I can't get married. No pony can pin me down. I still have so much I want to do with my life. Like join the Wonder Balls, dude. I'm sick foreshadowing.
Oh my god.
Dude, foreshadowing to the
Dude.
fucking wall.
Dude,
Balls to the walls.
the fucking Rainbow Dash fucks a sink fanfic and predicted this Malapony 66.
Everyone predicted it. Every single thing predicted. Like, you don't even have to watch the show to predict it.
But like I thought it was like, I mean, you know, some people might think that they're never gonna do it until like the last season.
Until they realized that the show wasn't ending at 3 seasons and that it was just gonna keep going on for fucking ever.
Yeah, with a pang of depression, she realized that joining the Wonderbolts was her only aspiration in life. Still, it was something. None of the Wonderbolts.
With a
were
pang of
relevant.
depression, she realized that literally curing cancer was her only aspiration in life. What a sad life to live. Curing
Yeah,
cancer.
Fucking
Being a
idiot.
fucking, like, timeless hero.
Marriage meant kids, and kids meant constant stress and responsibility. They were not for her. So that settles it, Rainbow declared as she re-entered her bedroom, her main now looked even
Concerned with
harder
having
than
kids
usual.
with a fucking sink.
Her
Okay.
sore, and her eyes were bloodshot. I'm not in love. I'm not. Nope. No way.
Who's really more insane? The one who fell in love with the sink, or the one who refuses to be in love with the sink for fear of having kids with it? Huh.
Good. That's a good point. Back down on her bed and started to stare at the ceiling. After that, there was no way she was getting back to sleep. She tried anyway. She closed her eyes almost immediately.
Like, it's one thing to be in love with the sink. It's another to, like, be in love with the sink and also, like, not let yourself, like love the sink. Not because it's a sink, but because you don't want to have kids.
Yeah.
It's a sink. You're not gonna... What the frick is this? What the frickety frop is this shit?
It's called comedy.
Oh, it's funny
I think.
joke?
I don't know. I wouldn't know.
And
Wow.
I wouldn't grow my dick very
What?
big because of a sink. I wouldn't get hard because of a sink. That's what I'm saying.
Neither.
But have you seen a good scene though?
Okay, you know how we did that thing where you looked down on porn site for spoon hentai?
Yeah, I'm on it.
Okay.
I didn't even have to like explain.
Literally, the thought just popped up.
Oh, mine! Stop it! I just don't want to sleep. Once again, Sync's glittering
What
frame
the
entered her mind's eye. He was
Fuck?
covered in pink flower petals. What's up?
I'm not even gonna link any of these images. I'm just gonna link you the search that I made.
What? What was amazing?
Alright. Let's take a look at what this shit is.
Oh, you're gonna burst.
Oh
I
my
like the one that looks
god!
like a penis.
No, I like that one! my god, that's amazing.
Are these the people that died in there? Is this place cursed?
Yeah, they're just like caught in the walls.
So I guess that's how you fuck a sink. In the ass. Because sinks have asses now.
I'm crying.
They've had asses since 2008.
The fact that that exists is absolutely astounding. Or should I say astounding?
Astounding.
I need to delete everything from my computer now. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah. And Singh's glittering frame entered her mind's eye. He was covered in pink flower petals. Rainbow sat up, her heart racing, her wings tethering to extend at any moment. There was no avoiding it. The truth was there right in front of her. Plain as day. She didn't want to accept it, but she had to. It was now her life, her destiny. And it had to happen. She fell back onto the bed. Across the room, Tank gurgled, "Don't judge me, turtle!"
Don't judge me, turtle.
Thanks. Come back soon. Derpy Hooves gave Pinky a small smile and nod as she picked up her bag. Thanks, Muffin Pony. She told her
That's
away.
not her name.
Next. Pinky! Rainbow Gel bursting into the bakery. She had flown there as hard as she could, dude. Fly hard.
Because she was as hard as she could be.
Yeah. I need to talk to you. Dashi! Pinky shared back, giggling. I haven't seen you forever. Or it feels like forever. I haven't seen you waiting for forever, but don't fuck this sentence. Okay, Rainbow landed in front of the counter where Pinky was ranting. Listen, Pinkie Pie, I need... Ahem! Rainbow turned around, only to come snout to snout with Carrot Top.
Then they kissed.
And they kissed like that. That's how you kiss life.
How does that happen? Like, was Carrot Top's fucking face in Rainbow Dasher's ass?
Just doing this. Obviously.
Or does Rainbow Dash just, like, pivot around her back feet? Or her hooves?
I was waiting, now cutting in line. A long line was forming. A few ponies were scattered around the shop, watching the scene unfold as they enjoyed their breakfast. Pinkie Pie nodded. That's right. As cool and amazing as an awesome casting as your Rainbow, you need to respect the rules of the line. And the first one is no cutties. Except on the wrist, of course.
No cutting, people.
The second one is don't talk about Muffin Club.
Talk about the Muffin Club. Look, it'll take a second, Pinky. I need to get to the kitchen. Huh? Pinkie Pie asked, her smile fading. Why? There's something I need to do. See in the kitchen. So if you let me through, I'll be out of your main. Sorry, Dashi, I can't do that. What? Why? The pink mare rubbed the back of her head. The cakes kind of told me that I can't let ponies. They don't work here into the kitchen anymore. Sorry. Oh, come on! Rainbow protested. Is this about the shelves? It was just an accident. It'll never happen again. I'm sorry, Rainbow, but I really don't want to make the cakes upset. The twins have been super cranky, and it makes the cake super cranky. You saw how mad Mrs. Cake was. Bitterly. Fine then. Yawn. Rainbow yelled at the mare behind her. She threw out the door. Well, I never.
Well, I never.
Well, I always.
God, I'm fucking pranked, bitch. What are you gonna do now?
Yeah. Bye, Dashi.
Dare you to come back to that.
Bye, Dashi. Bye, Dashi. Pinky called. Yeah. Come back soon. You never finished your cupcakes.
Never finished your cupcakes.
As soon as she was outside, she sprinted towards Sue Cloud and sat just above the bakery. Drat! Double drat!
Double drat!
She muttered, I can't get in by myself. Why would Raymond ever say drat?
Damn!
Fuck! Cunt!
Confound those Dober boys. I hate them so.
Fucking cuck whore!
Confound it! Gosh, diggity drat.
Those Dober boys, they drive me to drink.
They drive me to school. Anyway.
That's very nice of them. I'll steal it. No one will ever know. Let's see. What would Daring do? Daring
Yeah,
do.
you said doo-doo.
You said doo-doo. Her eyes lit up. In book 12, they wouldn't let her into the Museum of Equestrian History.
Because they thought she was doo-doo. And they don't let doo-doo where the doo-doo used to doo-doo. Am I right?
I'm here all
What are you
week.
talking about?
Fossils.
Max,
Some fossils are doo-doo. But the doo-doo used to be living creatures before it was 8. And then so like they doo-doo, they did their things. And where the museum. It's really not that hard.
Where's this going?
I thought we were
Back.
reading a story about fucking a sink.
Yeah. Well, now we're reading a story about doo-doo that gets turned into doo-doo after it does a thing.
Is that a rap, Max? It sounds like you should do that to the tune of...
Let's see. What would Daring do? She's a doo-doo, and here's where doo-doo. In the Museum of Equestrian History, they do.
Anyways, the Museum of Equestrian History, because they thought she was the one trying to capture all their precious jewels. That's it. I need a disguise. What?
That's it. I need to steal jewels.
That's it. I need to steal fucking jewels. You say you were again? Rainbow Dash suddenly adjusted her mustache. I'm
the sink inspector.
Inspector.
I want to do her voice.
What's the sink? He exclaimed with a strong baritone.
I'm here to inspect your sink.
Mrs. Cake eyed the inspector warily. She could have sworn that she had seen this Pegasus before, but she knew for a fact she had never seen met a cyan Pegasus with a rainbow mane, a black, scruffy mustache, and a brown fedora, and a shiny golden badge at the inspector. Oh well, why did you expect our sink? The inspector smiled.
It's my job. I'm under orders from Princess Celestia. I'm under orders from the princess to inspect every sink in Ponyville and give them a grade.
I see. Just follow me. I'll show you to our kitchen, said Mrs. Cake, turning her back to the strange pony. She didn't notice the inspector's face light up. The red-maned mare led her visitors out of the restaurant into the kitchen. Here we are. I'll be in the foyer. Just give me a holler if you need anything. The inspector gave a reassuring smile. Once alone, she turned to the sink with a
surprise! It wasn't an inspector. It was Rainbow Dash the whole damn time. God, I'm fucking. You never saw that coming, did you? Didn't think so.
Here's
Holy shit!
Here's the juicy parts. The inspector gave her the blow. She cantered up to her crone friend. Hey. Been seeing you around here for a while. What's your name? A droplet of water fell from the faucet. Sink? Yeah, that's what I thought. I know this is kind of sudden and all, but are you single? It's silent. Rainbow Dash sheared inwardly. Oh, that's cool. I noticed you looking at me before. Was there something you wanted to say? Came from the sink's drain. A fire ignited behind Rainbow's cheeks. Oh, wow, that's, well...
Okay.
She moved a bit closer. You know, she murmured, I've never really been in love before. I always thought it was a waste of time. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Rainbow moved away and covered her face with her hooves. We just met and I'm already hitting you with all this heavy stuff. Like literally, with the fucking rock. I mean, why am I doing this to you? I don't know, you're like making me crazy. Another drop fell.
I'm making sound effects.
You want to meet up later? Sure. She put her hooves in the part of the sink connected to the counter. We're all alone now. No punny can judge us. She puckered her lips and moved towards the faucet. Raymond and her
I spat on my screen.
heart threatening to break her ribs, spun around. Seeming on the ground a few feet were Pound and Pumpkin Cake. The former was giggling happily while the latter was drooling on her hoof. Baby sounds. What did you hear? Rainbow demanded. I swear it's not what it looks like. She muttered quickly. I'm sorry to her lover. Pound cake squealed, hitting the floor. That's what babies sound like.
That's what babies sound.
That's what babies sound like when they're dying.
That's what babies sound like.
Ah!
Rainbow held a hoof tip in front of her, and her still mustache-clad mouth.
That's
Can't you
the
see
air
I'm trying to be sneaky?
escaping the lungs for the last time.
Fold sat, confused as to why the strange, hairy pony with a shiny thing on her chest was shushing them.
Yeah, that does sound bad, like, in retrospect. Like, that does sound like something that's probably not good.
You don't have to worry about the thing, babies. I'm here. Combined with the mysterious pain erupting from her gums, created a problem. Their brains were unable to find a suitable answer.
I misread the word retreated.
Oh my god. That's
Their
offensive.
brains were unable to find a suitable answer, so they retarded and
Sorry, everyone.
So they retarded and launched their full.
So they retarded. So they mom gay.
So they began to cry. Rainbow Dash jumped. No! Stop
Oh no,
crying!
no,
Look,
stop crying.
she made a funny face.
Look, she made a funny face.
Ah. Make a funny scream. Okay, it's not that much left.
Yeah, we're over halfway done.
No, stop crying. She made a funny face and a funny scream. Instead of calming the babies, whoever these cried harder. Oh, horse feathers. Pound cake? Pumpkin cake? What's going on in there? Oh no, nothing is wrong. Rainbow cried in a normal voice. I mean nothing is wrong.
I mean nothing is wrong.
Maybe she hadn't caught the slip up. I'm coming in there.
Hold on, repeat that line. Repeat
I'm
that line.
coming.
Uh,
I'm coming.
me too.
Coming in there.
I'm coming in there.
I'm coming in
In the sink.
I'm coming in the sink.
Y'all a bunch of gross little boys.
I'm not a little boy. I'm a big boy. Anyways, Rainbow whipped her head around desperately, looking for an out. Babies were crying. Mrs. Cake's hoof steps were getting louder. Sink was tugging at her heartstrings with its damned reflected sunlight. Man, fucking Sink, man. Wait, that was it. The sunlight was coming through the open window. With speed rivaling that of Spitfire herself, Rainbow shot out of the kitchen. Through the window. Through the bark of a tree on the right outside. Wow.
Nice.
Guy. She gave a small cheer as she slowed down. Sure, she probably had a concussion, but anything was worth her newfound relationship with Sink. Why? This is so stupid!
This is the dumbest, most wonderful
It isn't
thing.
like,
This
what's
is
the
what
point?
the
It's like,
MLP
it isn't even
fandom is
arou-
about.
Like, what's the point of the story? It's not even arousing.
It's about friendship.
With sinks.
Sinks.
I'm
Dude,
gonna go to the bathroom.
Love is about whistles.
I gotta go to the bathroom a little bit. I got inspired by this time.
Okay, don't do anything naughty with your sink.
Oh, you were inspired, huh?
Yeah, I was inspired. I'm gonna fuck my sink now.
Alright, have fun.
Good luck.
Good luck. Have fun. I don't know what to tell you. What?
I don't know
Please,
how to respond
well,
to this.
make me impossible for men to resist. Poof.
Oh,
Oh, you were joking. You're not actually leaving.
I don't know. I know. I was gonna go to the bathroom. I don't know.
What?
I kind of want to make a joke. I just hear a loud moan from like far away outside.
Ah! That was me, though. That was not him.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna go real quick. Yes.
Back in the bakery, Mrs. Cake rushed into the kitchen, only to find her two children, alone and sobbing. "Oh, my babies!" she cried, galloping over.
Should
What
we not be
happened?
doing this?
"Did that pony hurt you?" The babies seemed to calm down a bit at the sight of their mother,
You
but they
feel so
still
naughty.
wailed loudly.
That was sexy.
This cake grabbed them and held them over his shoulder. Who was that in the other room? Shush, Mama's here. She walked over to the sink. Hanging from the windowsill was the inspector's mustache. She regarded it with disgust. That's the last time I trust a sink inspector. You say that as if it's like some like amazingly hilarious quip that like no one ever would have like seen coming. But like, what?
You want to inspect my what?
Sink!
Sir, that is disgusting. Please
It's
leave.
me, Sinky Pie! Okay.
Okay.
Have you seen the free real estate thing?
The meme?
The meme.
Yeah.
Hey, you're meme savvy now.
I clicked on the instant regret playlist.
And now you know memes?
And the regret wasn't quite instantaneous, but it came. Quickly.
Just like Rainbow Dash.
Yeah.
Just like him, too.
I got like halfway through.
Let's finish this. I read the next 2 paragraphs up until the break.
On the break, is it Rainbow Dash swallowed
Yeah.
hard?
Keep going.
Rainbow Dash swallowed hard. Do this, she thought. Remember, you faced down dragons before. No sweat. There's nothing on that.
But
She
there
gave
will
the
be
blue
sweat
card.
during the hot, greasy sex I have with that sink. Anyway.
She gave the blue door and told him a light rap. A few moments passed before the door opened with a magical flourish. Welcome to Carousel Boutique, where every garment is chic, unique, and magnifique. How may I? A rainbow.
How
Dash.
delightful! Oh, Rainbow Dash!
Yeah, hi, Rarity. She cantered into the. Why is it always canter?
No, there was a gallop earlier.
I forgot cantered is a fucking horse thing.
Yeah, that's the joke.
Canter what?
They canter a lot.
My God, is that what canter like? Is that what the pun is?
Oh my
I think
god.
it is, dude.
Fucking God! I never realized that. It's blowing my
Mate.
mind. It's canter line. Oh
Mate,
my
it's
God.
2018.
God, I know.
Bud. Buddy,
No.
it's 2018. This show's been airing for 8 years.
Las Pegasus? Because they're a Pegasus, I get it now!
Wait,
That's not the
Ponyville?
same thing.
Because it's a
That's
ville
not the same
as
thing.
your
No,
horses?
shut up. That's
I
not
never
the
got
same
it.
thing. That's not the same fucking thing. I felt like,
Wait,
My Little Pony? Because they're horses?
shut the
I never
fuck
got
up.
it until now.
No. Shut
God,
No, shut
man,
the
I
fuck
can't believe
up.
I didn't understand the joke.
Shut your mouth.
Man,
she's
it's a cartoon.
wait a minute.
'Cause it's like,
Wait. She's called Pinkie Pie because she's pink and she makes pies. Holy shit!
wait a second.
Oh!
It's called anime because it's like short for animation. Oh my god.
Shut the fuck, it's not the same. I thought it was like, oh, Canterlot. Some kind of like,
Oh my god.
Canter-
I just realized that
Canterlot.
USA stands for United States of America. I'm mind blown right now. Oh my god.
Wait. England. English land.
Dude!
Guys,
Oh my god. I just
Shut
realized
your
they called it
mouth.
South America because it's like the southern half of the Americas. Dude.
Max, please stop bullying me.
Oh my god. Guys, I just realized they call it dartboards because it's like a board that you throw darts at.
Wait. Fan fiction. Because it's fiction created by fans.
Dude! Oh my god.
Big
Oh my
metal
god, they call them
fan.
fans because they fan you. Dude.
Max.
Oh my god. And they call them ceiling fans because they like fan you and they're on the ceiling.
Max, just shut the fuck
They call it
up.
cup. Dude, I just realized that they call them cups because that's what we call them in English. Guys,
Guys, yeah. Okay, we get it. I get it, man. I get it. Okay?
they
I
call
get
them
it.
soda cans, not soda cannots. Anyway.
Welcome to Laplands, where we milk the joke as much as we
Come on,
possibly
come
can.
They call them mugs because when you mug someone, you tell them to put money in the mug.
Oh, wait,
I think that's how it works.
Wait, no, like, did you actually know this? I thought it was kind of, it's just some kind of magical fantasy. Well, it sounds fancy.
It's based on Camelot.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, I thought it was like a. I didn't know.
But it's also a pun on the word canter. A lot.
But I
Because they
didn't.
canter a
No,
lot.
I didn't know that though. I didn't know that until today.
They should make a town called Fucklot and see if anyone realizes that it's just a town where everyone has orgies all day.
It seems like a fun town.
There's actually a lot of crime in that town.
Wait,
Rape.
wait.
Anyway.
Loud lads. It's because we're loud and also lads.
We already had this conversation like 4 years ago when we
I mean, a pun.
Okay.
Oh my god,
we can stop.
guys, I just realized, was Hitler a Nazi? Because like when you look on his like arm, he has the Nazi logo. So I wonder if like Hitler was a Nazi. Has anyone else ever noticed this?
Retweet if you agree.
Retweet it. Like and comment if you agree with Nazis.
Oh my god, they call it liking because like if you like something, you give it a like.
Yes, they do. And I'm not liking this very much.
Then give it a dislike. Oh, they call it a dislike because it's like the opposite of a like. Okay, that makes sense.
Oh, I thought it was dislike.
Yes.
That's such an old
That's
joke.
such an old joke.
They call it dice because when you roll a low number, your character in D&D dies. Alright. Where were we?
Rarity Beam, though, it's about time you started coming to me for advice. There is so much I need to teach you. She grabbed the peg.
You sound like you've lost your will to live.
Lewd.
Come.
Come. This is the hardest scene to write. Of ours.
Yeah.
He actually said that. Live reader count, 2. I wonder who they are.
Started come to me for advice. There's so much I need to teach you. She grabbed the Pegasus of her magic. Come, we'll start the table manners. I've come to notice that yours is at least a bit lackluster. Wait, Rarity, stop. I just have a question. Unicorn froze in her tracks and frowned. Oh, well, in that case.
When you nut, does it push you backward?
What?
When you nut, it push you backward? In space, when you nut, it push you backward? Hi, I was wondering for science project, when you nut in space, it push you backward? Please reply.
Does he put... Please, I need it now.
That's a
Yes.
Bim reference. When you nut, it push you backward?
Let go of her friend and pull up 2 velvet cushions into 2 sit down. Ask away. To her hooves, okay, but before I say anything, you have to promise not to laugh. I'm serious. Rarity gave her friends an incredulous look. Laugh? What? Why would I what?
Me? Laugh?
When have I ever made fun of anyone in the show besides all the time?
I don't.
Why would I why? I would never do something as base as that. She held a hoof over her heart. You have my utmost respect for me.
What?
Good.
Something is base? What? What the fuck does that mean?
I feel like, I don't know, base, my
Basic?
dude, my dog.
No, Rarity wouldn't say that shit. Not in 2012, anyway. I don't know anything about Season 8 Rarity, but, you know.
No, she's
Hey,
exactly
was smiling.
the same.
Yeah, she hasn't changed in 8 seasons. At least she's not Equestria Girls Rarity, where
Simply
literally all
divine, darling.
At least she's not like EQG Rarity, where she just fucking talks about fashion for the entire fucking movie.
Fashion.
Yeah, she's like her season 1 Rarity in Equestria Girls.
Apparently, there's a spin-off Equestria Girls series, and my niece was watching it, and I walked up to the room, and I saw, like, when they left, and the TV was still on, and I walked up to the room, and I saw it, and I'm like, oh, fuck, does that exist? Turning off the TV and deleting everything right now.
I mean, to be fair, the second question goes movie wasn't bad.
I like the third one, but anyway.
Blah 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 blah. We have my utmost respect, Rainbow. Good, Rainbow smiled uneasily. Okay, my question is, how do you impress somebody special?
Balls.
Rarity gaped. Special?
You gotta get him to an event with Zorb balls.
Yeah, you know, she blushed. Somebody you really like.
Like.
Police.
Police.
Hey, you said
Buffalo,
you were going to laugh.
Buffalo.
Really, but you have to admit, this is rather, how do I put it, unexpected. I never pegged you as one to proclaim your love in such a fashion, especially not in front of me.
Yeah, I said fashion.
Oh!
Okay, get away from your mic.
Rainbow's eyes widened. I'm not doing that. What am I, a shump?
Yes.
What am I, a shimp? Yes. Rarity smirks. My dear, if that makes you a shump, then you're the shumpiest mare in all of Equestria.
No offense. No offense. Just a wall. No offense.
But can we marry the fence?
Can we fuck the fence? Which hole in the fence would you
A
fuck?
wall. No offense.
Oh, can you answer my question or not? I knew this was going to happen. Of course I can, Rainbow. You came to the right unicorn. She stood up and walked over to a long rack of dresses. I've heard enough, I've had enough experience.
I watched enough anime, so I basically know Japanese.
Yeah, I have enough experience to know that the only thing that attracts stallions is style. It's a stallion, right? No, it's a sink. It's a girl sink, obviously. Rainbow blinked. Sure. Good. I mean, I would not that I want a problem for a mare, but it just makes it so much easier. You know what he thinks of you. Rainbow thought hard. He had never said he liked her, or well, at least in those exact words. He was asked her out on a date, though. Yeah.
No, he didn't.
He went
sick.
"Troop."
He went drip because someone left the faucet on.
Rarity smiled as she pulled out a frilly pink and red gown. Oh, here we are. Oh, it matches your eyes so well. Whoa. I may be fucking a sink, but I'm not wearing that thing.
That's just too weird.
That's too weird. That's way past uncool.
Way past cool.
You get the
To
heck
point
out of
where
there.
It's like so far past cool that it becomes uncool.
I don't do dresses. Oh, come on now, Rainbow. I assure you, no stallion will be able to resist this. You will have ponies lining up to father your children.
That's the problem. Oh God.
Rainbow went red.
Oh God.
What a pony-sized sink hybrid even look like.
Oh
She can see
God.
it now, it'll fill your coat with a rainbow mane, her father's silver coat, and maybe a pipe for a tail.
I regret reading ahead.
Look like.
I saw that before you finished reading it, and I was like, oh God.
Rarity. Are you
Check
sure
out
there's
my
no other
OC.
way? Be yourself or whatever? Ha! Rarity laughed and shook her head in pity. Ha! What an amateur mistake. Everybody knows that never works. Rainbow sighed bitterly and rubbed... What a fucking bitch. Rainbow sighed bitterly and rubbed the back of her head with her fine how much? Free of charge.
This is
Whoa,
a bad
really?
business model. You're my friend, so I'm gonna give you a ton of free shit that probably costs like a couple hundo.
Oh god, I can't wait to see how this ends. Rainbow put a hoof on her friend's shoulder. Rainbow Dash, you're my friend. I care about you, and may Celestia banish me if I don't do everything in my power to make you happy. She floated the now packaged dress to her friend.
Maybe Rarity is lining up to father her children. Surprise.
Good luck. I expect the tails. Yes, I said
The
it.
tails.
I said it in the wrong way. In fucking Britain land, so.
Yeah, but none of
Dress
us
over
are
her
in Britain.
way. But Rarity is in Britain constantly.
It's not
Make sure to
Dress
describe
over
your
her way.
sex scene to me later.
with a sing.
Rainbow dress over her way. Wow, thanks, Rarity. You know, I never find
Remember,
sex-
darling, I live
Yes,
vicariously through you, so I need all of the details. Thank you. I need you to
I
write a
thought you-
novel about tonight.
I want you to write every nasty detail now.
Nasty detail.
She laughed a bit. All at once her expression shifted to one of pure dread. Oh, Celestia, what is happening to me? It's love. Dear, true love.
God, there's like a third of this left.
If only she knew.
That's the only source of light. Rainbow Dash trotted silently for a pony. Her new dress obstructed her wings, so flying was out of the question. It felt a bit weird not being able to fly, but it was worth it. Would win over sink? Yes, win over sink. Like you're crazy. You're fucking schizophrenia, Rainbow Dash. You're insane. It's true. It was strange addressing him by name. Yesterday ago, he was just not a household appliance. Now he was so much more. You got a hole in yourself, Rainbow. We can sap you later. Not even a creak could be heard as Rainbow approached Sugarcube Corner. Through any of the windows, giving the entire building a somewhat eerie quality. Not daring to try and break into the front. Around the building, and she came to the garden in the back. From there, she had a clear view of both the door and the window that led to the kitchen. Rainbow stood on hind legs to reach the window. Shoot! It's locked. She peered downwards, only to feel her heart start racing. Sink's faucet was dropping rapidly, making an audible splat against the base. As Rainbow felt the familiar warmth ignite in her body, she breathed hard onto the window and traced the heart into the fog. She jumped down.
That's her tracing a heart into the on the.
She jumped down to the back door, a few feet away, pulling hard on the door. She found it was too locked. It too was locked. How was she supposed to get in now? She couldn't wait another day. She had a date tonight. Besides, it wouldn't even let her in. There was a sharp shuffling from above. Rainbow ducked into a nearby brush, silently cursing herself as a loud rip cut through the night. Some pony there? I have an alligator and I'm not afraid to use him. Rainbow picked her head up. Pinkie Pie, is that you? Peered out her window and regarded the scene. Despite it being near midnight, she still held the same joyous pomp she did during the day. She gasped. Rainbow Dash, is that you? Yeah, it's me. She got out of the bush and grimaced. Tore a long rip in the side of her dress, revealing her wing. Oh, Rarity's gonna freak, like Freddy Freaker. Dashy, are you wearing a dress? Pinkie yelled. She immediately broke out in a fit of giggles. Dashy's wearing a dress. Rainbow Dash frowned. Hey, quiet down. You want to make up the whole town?
That's my job. I get paid to do that, says Pinkie Pie. No.
Consider the question. No, I don't think so. Dashy, what are you doing here? You're way past your bedtime.
I'm a fucking adult.
Yeah. Fuck off, Pinkie Pie. I can be up for as long as I want.
She fucking passes out in front of her house.
Yeah, I know, Pinkie. Can you let me in? I explained once we're down here. Okay, Pinkie said. She disappeared inside the house. Rainbow waited in the backyard for a minute before a sharp crack came from the door and it swung open. Pinkie stood in the doorway. Come on in. Sweet, Rainbow cheered, taking her friend's offer. As soon as she saw the object of her affection, her smile faded. Listen, Pinkie, this is gonna sound crazy, but think. I know! Yeah, I know I'm a pro... Wait, what? Pinkie grinned. Well, of course I know, silly. I heard all about it from Mrs. Dishwasher, his ex-wife. Besides, he talks about you all the time.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Oh my god!
The worst part is that totally in character. That's totally a Pinkie thing.
That's exactly what she would say in this situation.
Rainbow's cheeks filled with blood as she took a nervous glance at her lover. What does he say? The Pinkie face lit up. Oh, lots of things. Sweet things, funny things, inappropriate things. Things that should never be repeated, especially not in front of Felix and Coles. Rainbow went aside with a shoulder and gave her a mischievous glance. He's got the hots for you.
Party of two.
Yep. Rainbow beamed. This is awesome. How do I look? What do I say?
This is party of two.
Party of one plus sink.
Party of one but the kitchen sink. Party of everything but the kitchen sink.
Silly. Wait, Mary said it doesn't work. Isn't she like the expert? Pinky shook her head. Trust me, Dash. You ever enough fanfiction here to be anybody in the whole entire world. Even me.
Wait, what the fuck?
Pinkie Pie, get off the internet. Rima felt like making a comment, but decided against it. Instead, she was
Because she didn't have an account, and she didn't want anyone to realize that she was on this website.
She's here right now, listening to you read. Oh, Pinky said, I'll think I'll leave you two alone. She smiled and trotted to the staircase.
Gay.
Before she could chicken out and turn back,
It was water straight from the sink. Oh shit.
Each step bringing her closer to her love. Her heart pounds in her chest, not pounds.
At this point, I'm like actually rooting for her. Like, to be honest.
And at this point, it became likely that dinner was going to make a reappearance. But she managed to muster up the confidence to put her hooves on the counter, looking Sink right in the handles.
Hey, my faucet's up here.
Yeah, my faucet's up here. She glanced down at her ruined dress. A story about the rip. I just want to make
It's all about that
basin.
basin. About that basin. No
It's like,
faucet.
oh.
It's all about that basin. About that basin. No faucet.
God, it's almost done. It's almost done. The pitter-patter of the sink stripped against the basin stopped for the shortest moment. Rainbow Dash resisted the urge to melt. I am? Yes! I knew Rarity was a hack. I really like you too. You just make me go crazy. I can't describe how I feel when you look at me. I know people will think I'm crazy. Or we're crazy. I don't know why they think the sink would be crazy. And I know it's really sudden, but I think I love you. She winced, as if she was going to die right there. Something shifted in his piping, making the faintest creaking noise. Me too, he gurgled. Pegasus' face went from blue to red. She could see what Pinky meant when she warned about repeating the stuff to false rainbow wrapped her hoops around her partner. This cold metal sending shockwaves throughout every inch of her body. She felt a sudden urge. She wanted to rip off her gown and attempt things that had never been attempted before, all with her loving Sink.
Oh, here we go.
Holy fuck.
Something felt wrong. Rainbow got off and looked at the empty kitchen. It felt cold, even colder than Sink's skin.
It's not skin, it's just metal.
It was just so lonely. She looked back at her boyfriend. It was cool and all, but I really wish you could leave. You know, got somewhere special for her first date. He popped up by Rainbow Dash and laid a hoof on her shoulder. That can be arranged.
And then she pulled out a screwdriver 2 minutes later. No, Pinky, you're killing him!
Rainbow nearly jumped out of her dress. Oh my god, it's so... Rainbow sat outside Sugar Cube Corner. Bunch next to her. Pinky had told her to wait outside a few minutes ago, and she still hadn't returned. The bakery was as quiet as ever. Was this a prank or something? The Pegasus could always...
28 pranks later.
From a date just wasn't funny. Just as Rainbow was ready to take her chances and bust back in, Pinky bounded around the corner. Dashy! Dashy, I have a surprise for you. Really? What is it? Where's Sink? Pinky ducked her back around the corner, back into the backyard. She returned just a few seconds later with a new object in tow. Sink! Rainbow yelled, picking up her lover. He was completely free of the counter that had been around him. A thick pipe hung from his face.
All about that basin, no trouble.
The chrome plating the Rainbow loved so much seemed shining brighter on them, liberated from this makeshift prison. But hugged him tight, barely resisting the urge to slobber him with kisses. Pinky, how did you... Pinky lifted one hoof to her friend's mouth. You kids have fun. I'll see you tomorrow, right? I mean, if you're not too worn out. Rainbow face boiled. No, Pinky find out in front of Sink. Oops, sorry, Mr. Sink, I'll leave you two alone. She turned away before Sink could say another word. She spun around and sang into her friend's ear. There, she bounded away. Rainbow Dash smiled before looking at her new boyfriend. She could have sworn she saw him smile back. I'm afraid you have anus, Dr. Stable said. He was reading of a long clipboard. It says to you that you most likely cut from indecent relations with a sink. He stopped for a moment before reading the papers. Wait, what? Rainbow Dash was sitting on a Rainbow was sitting on a long bed and wearing a hospital gown. She grit her teeth. That little sneak. He told me he was clean. The unicorn blinked. Rainbow Dash, are you really going to believe that you were with a sink? How is that even possible? He darkened. She grabbed the doctor and shook him. Wait, is the baby going to be okay? Stable shuddered. He grasped for the right words. Since when are you pregnant? How have I not heard about this? Are you telling me this object is the father too? He began to well up with tears. Yeah, she yelled. The jerk when he paid child support.
And that's the end.
And
The end. That took way too long. I'm sad.
Jeez.
I
Not keep up good reading for like all of that. I'm way too tired.
I have like 5 other ones in tabs.
to go to sleep. Oh, it's 2 a.m. and
Yeah,
I'm
go to
dead.
bed.
Yeah, go to bed.
I think these other ones are shorter. Twilight
Okay.
finds a book of puns. This one's from May of 2012. 6 years old, almost.
Twilight finds a dusty old book of puns and begins to use them, much to the dismay of her friends. Considering her puns are slowing down their travels and they need to be punctual. Fuck.
Well, this is awkward.
Well this is interesting. Twilight's horn glowed as she pulled a dusty old book out of one of the shelves. Stuck all the way in the corner of the library. The shelf wasn't used much, and the books weren't usually read. However, Twilight had read mostly all of the books in the library, including all the new ones that had just come in the day before. This book was dusty, and Twilight had never seen it before. I am dreading these puns already.
Hey, you know what? Not as much as Glim was probably dreading the sex scene with the sink.
Fucking... I'm actually really tired myself.
Well, it is Tim Allen. I
She
don't
blew on
know
the
why.
cover, pushing his sheet
thought
of
of that.
dust, revealing the title. The Equestrian Dictionary of Puns? She said, brushing off the book of any remaining dust. The book was large, almost the size of the normal dictionary, and it had pages filled with spaced out puns. Spaced out puns. So far out, dude.
That's spaced out. Ugh.
Twilight delved into the book, opening to the first page and reading it quickly. By the time it was noon, she had already finished the entire book.
That's
Inside her head,
really-
puns bounced around, covering her mind. She looked around, and every object she saw was now an object of pun. Looking at the clock, she saw that it was about noontime, and that she had promised to meet her friends near the fountain in the central square.
I'm placing my bets now. There's gonna be a pun off between her and Pinky.
Placing the book back into the shelf, she trotted out of the library and toward the fountain. "Hey, girls!" called Twilight, trotting up to her group of friends as they waited for her by the fountain. "Hey, Twilight, how's it going?" said Rainbow Dash, stopping her conversation with Applejack. "It's not too bad," Twilight said, staring at the fountain behind them. "What are you up to?" "Nothing much. We were actually just planning to go by the beach a couple minutes outside of Ponyville. Want to come?" "I'd love to, as long as it doesn't take a mile to get there." "What?" "Nothing." The ponies all agreed that going to the beach would be the best idea on such a hot day, so they began their trek. They trotted through Ponyville, going through the central square, and was bustling with ponies. Applejack decided to stop and buy an apple for a snack. "One apple,
snack.
please," said Applejack.
Why would you need to buy an apple? You own an orchard.
Sliding one bit to the pony behind the stand, she came back with 2 apples, even though the signs said that it was 1 bit per apple. Applejack picked the apples one at a time, eating one whole, right as she took off of the stand. "I thought that each apple was 1 bit. How'd you get 2?" said Rarity as Applejack chewed on her apple. She must be an insider in the apple business, chimed Twilight.
Yeah, funny.
This, like, isn't funny. Applejack swallowed her apple. Twilight's right. Us here apple-growing folks are in the business together, which means discounts. Rarity nodded. It's nothing like that it's nothing like that in the fashion business.
That's right, because it's so competitive! Every fashion designer wants their competition store to clothes!
Fashion is art!
I mean, it totally is. Like, I'm not gonna, like, go bashing fashion. Like, it's totally, like, it's totally as much of an art form as fucking, like, any other art form. It's just a dumb pun.
I suppose you're right, Twilight. Twilight frowned. None of her friends were picking up on her brilliant use of puns.
Brilliant.
She had to up the usage, and fast, if she wanted the dictionary to be of any use to her. The ponies exited Ponyville and entered a forest filled with tall trees that were spaced out just enough as to allow the sunlight to come through.
Would you look at this? Leave it to nature to make paths like these beautiful!
Said Twilight, looking around at everything around her.
I'm not so fond of these ferns, but that's oak, because if you look around, the trees spruce things up!
I'm done! No!
Are you actually done? Are you actually done? Do you want me to read the rest of it?
No, please, God.
Do you want to read the rest of it yourself?
I have low pun tolerance. So no.
So you're highly pun tolerant? So would you say you're slyly pun tolerant? Okay. I can see that this has grown more annoying.
This is worse than my chronic depression.
This has grown more annoying, but by the second. You see, I'm doing it too now.
I know, and I want to kill myself.
I think this is the book of puns, and she read this fan fiction, and then she started. Like, what if it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy? She read this, and then she did everything that happened in this, and it was exact. Do you close the page? Did you close it?
Yeah.
I saw it on the live reader count. There was 1, and I was like, "Oh, he left." Fine, I'll read the remaining half of it by
Nope.
myself.
The headphones are off.
Are they? Are they? Are they? Are they?
I can't hear you because the headphones are off.
Are they really off? Are they really off?
I can at least see the green circle, so
Are
I
you
know
really
when you're
off?
talking.
Are they really off? Are they really off? Don't cut any of this out. Are they really off? Are they really?
Okay,
Oop.
I got lonely.
Scooby boop deep doop poop deep poop
What
poop dee scoop
Stop.
poop scoop deep deep poop poop scoop deep scoop poop dee scoop scoop. Twilight, stop using puns, said Rainbow. Oh, you know what I was saying the entire time that you had your headphones off?
What?
I was asking you if you actually had your headphones off. Repeatedly.
Joke's on you, I had them on the whole time.
Fuck you. You didn't actually, did you?
Guess we'll never know.
Well, you'll hear it anyway when you're editing. You've noticed? Said Twilight, a smile coming to her face. We've all noticed, Twilight, said Applejack. And it's annoying, finished Rarity. Sorry, said Twilight. I putting on a sheepish smile. I didn't know you weren't a fan of my pleasantry. Got him.
Dying inside.
Applejack groaned. Will you stop making bad jokes, Twilight? Sorry, I've got them rooted in my brain. I got them rooted in my brain. If you're going to tell jokes, tell them later. Right now we need to focus on getting to the beach, said Rainbow Dash. But Rainbow Dash, there is no time for rest. I can't save these jokes for later. Twilight let out a small giggle. Oh my god. It's harder when, like, you're reading it yourself.
Have you ever had that feeling where you just, like, wish you were
I
dead?
can't stop this feeling deep inside of me. Girl, you just don't realize what these puns do to me. All the bad puns, they can suck my dick. I hate them so much, they really stink. I'm stuck on a punning. Do 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 do. I'm low on punning. Do 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 do. I had a really good like groove going there. I just couldn't come up with that song's been stuck in my head for days, by the way. I'm still gonna read this.
Oh my god. I want to end my life. I want to end my life.
What a good pun, Twilight. I didn't say I was gonna read it out loud.
Still want to end my life. Why do I get the feeling you're faking it?
No, that one was actually genuine. Fine, I'll stop. But you will owe me one.
What a real knee slapper.
Shut up, I thought it was really funny. Hey look, it's the ocean, she yelled. Everybody wave. I'm sure we'll have a fun time here, but if you see a storm, we'll have to leave. I'm getting a little tongue-tied with all these puns, but they're cracking me up. I shall not bait any longer. Let's go test the water. Twilight, stop, said confused Applejack. Well, I guess I cawed, but what are we going to do? This trip has no purpose if I can't make puns. Seriously, Twilight, it's getting old, said Rarity. Peer pressure has no effect on me. Nobody pikes your puns, said Rainbow Dash. I feel a little bad making all these puns, but what are you going to do? The ponies gave up. There was no stopping Twilight. Suddenly, Spike came running through the forest and into the beach holding a letter from Celestia. He had hair above his lip. Twilight, I must ask you a question! He exclaimed. Alright, what is it? Did you see Celestia about sending the dresses to Neptune? Dresses on Neptune? It's freezing up there, exclaimed Rarity. What is going on, Twilight? Nothing, Rarity. I just wanted to have the coolest outfits. Spike and Twilight broke out into laughter. Rarity started to giggle, and it eventually grew into a laugh. Rainbow Dash, Pinkie Pie, and Applejack all joined in, finding humor in the pun. Fluttershy remained silent. What's wrong, Fluttershy? You didn't find it funny? Asked Twilight after she finished laughing. I did, but I don't really want to laugh, said Fluttershy. She paused for a moment. Because I'm a little horse. Fuck.
Stole it from me forever!
Because I'm a little horse.
I hope they stab her.
No! Don't hurt her. Don't hurt Yellow. She's still best.
I hope they're all stabbed.
I don't. They didn't do anything wrong. All they did was make some funny.
They'll
funny
bleed
jokes.
rainbows.
I took everything that everybody hates about fanfiction and put it into a fic in an attempt to elicit all of your hate. Summary: a young man is teleported to Equestria where he meets all of the ponies that he knows and loves. Hello. Okay, let us do this. It was a beautiful
Okay,
day.
Obama.
It was a beautiful day in Equestria. The birds were singing, and the clouds were nice and fluffy and big. The sky was a baby blue, and even the rabbits jumped happily around the field, singing and laughing and doing all those bunny things. Every pony was having a good time. Every time someone uses that word, I just fucking break out of anything. Any immersion, I just lose. Like, immediately. It's so dumb. I hate that. Until a gigantic rip in the space-time continuum caused a massive portal to open, and then all of a sudden, a human fell out of it and into the land of Equestria. Note that we're disregarding the fact that everything in one world is completely drawn and everything in the real world is not drawn. At first, the human wondered how he had gotten there and how the portal had opened, but he didn't care at all. The human looked around at all of the ponies, and he said, I must be in Equestria. His life was... His life was...
You can do it, you can do it. I believe in you. I know it's hard.
His life was about to become 20% cooler in 10 seconds flat.
Makes
He
me
wouldn't
want
be
to vomit
forever
too.
alone anymore, and he did not take an arrow to the knee.
God.
Before doing anything, the human reflected on his shitty life filled with being bullied and how bad everything was and sucked. He was filled with angst. Then all of a sudden, out of absolutely nowhere, the man became an alicorn. He had a fireball for a cutie mark. It was jet black with blazing red hair.
Holy shit, dude.
Twilight Sparkle came up to the alicorn and said, Whoa, you look handsome and awesome. What's your name? Gary Stew, said the man turned alicorn. He then looked deep into Twilight's eyes and used the power of self-desire to control Twilight to come over to him and start making out. It was awesome. I mean, he thought it was awesome. After the human and Twilight were done making out, they decided it'd be best to take it back to Twilight's place. So they did, but the alicorn didn't feel as though Twilight was awesome enough for him, so he went off to find Rainbow Dash. Once he had flown to Clouds Dale, with Dale capitalized, he completely ate a pony and swallowed them whole. Yummy.
What?
Yummy.
And on our way to the vet, I killed a cat.
Then he went up to Rainbow Dash's door and knocked. Rainbow Dash answered. She had a rainbow mane and tail. And was sky blue. The alicorn broke her wings. Rainbow Dash was sad. She decided that Rainbow Dash was awesome enough to ride on his back. So she hopped on, and he went up to find Fluttershy, the cutest pony ever. Once he had flown a good 50 yards, he decided it would be time to use his ultra-cool teleportation powers. Because I didn't feel like writing the rest of this scene, and teleported all the way to Fluttershy's cottage. He knocked on her door. Fluttershy answered it, and when she did, the alicorn grabbed her and gave her the biggest hug that was possible. Now that he had given Fluttershy a hug, it was time to go find Pinkie Pie. And then he proceeded to violently murder Fluttershy. How's that for eliciting hate?
Oh my god!
Anyway, he didn't actually murder Fluttershy, but he did tell Fluttershy that if she got any more adorable, that he'd have to kill her because her adorableness would compromise the safety of all the known universes. And
I bet he
the
told her to
alicorn
kill
spread its awesome
herself.
black wings. He told her to kill him. Let's kill herself. The alicorn spread its awesomely black wings and took off once more. Once he had found Pinkie Pie, he looked at her long and hard. For some reason, she was now a anthropomorphic human pony with heaving breasts. She smiled and winked at me while saying, I hate parties. That's not correct. For some reason, she was wearing underwear. The alicorn tried to Pinkie Pie and looked her straight in the eyes before saying, if I was into cloth, this would be so hot right now. But I am not, so it's mildly disturbing and extremely unnerving to see you like this.
Now you're Moonbase Alpha.
Piggy Pie looked back at the alicorn, and within a moment she transformed back into pony form. She maintained the underwear and was now wearing socks. The alicorn examined her. This is oddly sexual, yet it slightly unnerves me. I am going to leave now. So he
I'm
did.
the superstar.
This time he decided to fly off to Celestia's palace. But not before stopping to take a massive dump on the statue of her. Not only was it the most massive dump that Equestria had ever seen, it also glowed and had the power to fuel an entire American state for 400 centuries. That's like 6 whole days. Princess Celestia was not pleased that there was another alicorn, so she threw bananas at him. The alicorn did not care about the bananas, and instead launched a mega powerful laser beam out of his horn at Celestia, turning her into a banana herself. She then picked a banana Celestia and ate her. She was delicious, and had plenty of potassium for a healthy diet. Then I went back. I like that it's changing between fucking third and first person.
Yeah.
Then I went back to Ponyville in search of Applejack, and when I found her, we went Applebuck Inn together. The alicorn accidentally destroyed an entire tree by touching it with his hoof. Applejack thought that the alicorn was awesome and made out with him just like Twilight did. What happened next is R-rated. R is for radical and raunchy and really hot and restricted. After all that, the alicorn decided to visit Rarity, who's obviously best pony, and there may no be further disputes about this. There may no be. For upon arriving at Rarity's house, the alicorn shot a small orb of magic into the multiverse, which exploded, forever labeling Rarity as Red's pony. Rarity then gave a small extra cutie mark on the inside of her thigh with just the words best pony.
Fucking Rarity lovers.
The alicorn, approaching best pony, spent the rest of the day showing Sweetie Belle the ropes of pleasure.
Nope, no.
Sweetie Belle couldn't stop looking as Rarity squealed with the delight. After Rarity had thoroughly had the best massage of her fucking life. That's right, you perverts. The alicorn made out with her and left. God. This is like 100% accurate. No, God, because Rarity deserves to be treated with at least some respect. She's a lady. Then the alicorn went all the way to Appaloosa, just so he could hear Brainburn say Appaloosa in person. After that, he went to the Buffalo tribe and bro-hoofed the tribe master for being such a bro. Without any further hesitation, the alicorn teleported back to Ponyville and gathered up Fluttershy, Applejack, Rarity, Rainbow Dash, Twilight, and Pinkie Pie. Once he had them all in one place, he used his bulging muscles that had transferred to his pony form from his human form to ripple the universe. With a portal now open, grabbed each of the ponies and jumped in through a portal, landing on Earth as a human. Now all the ponies were with him, so he took them all back to his house where they lived together for the rest of eternity. And then Trixie came, and it was awesome. The man looked at his screen, and his story was featured, meaning that it was now 90 times more susceptible to hate due to the fact that other stories could be in its place. He laughed, yelling success. He sat back in his chair and reveled in his glory. Little did the readers know that not only was this story a parody of bad fanfiction, but also a parody of troll fics that made it to the top of the popular list. No, seriously, how did this get here? What the fuck?
I hate humanity.
Honestly, this is perfect. 10 out of 10.
I hate every pony.
Shut up. Shut up, asshole. Oh, there's a second chapter. Oh my god, this looks like it's going to be very fun. Once I get back, I have to get dinner. Let me level with you for a second.
Yeah?
Ranch is low-key the most disgusting thing in the world.
You don't disagree?
Like, the fact that we just, like, put that shit on our food, like, it's... The fact that anything dairy can taste like that is absolutely disturbing.
People put that shit on pizza.
I have that shit on my plate right now. I'm gonna dip my chicken in it. Mm-mm. The taste of milk that's gone horribly wrong.
Milk gone wild.
Hmm.
Dude, are you okay? That sounded really
I'm back
bad.
now. I'm back. That was a joke. I didn't actually puke. I just got up to turn on the light.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm eating cereal with spoiled milk.
Ew. Eating milk that's even like that has like a day left is horrible.
Let's be gross together.
Eating milk is kind of really bad given that it's a liquid. Surprise, bitch. You never thought that milk was a liquid until now. You know why? Because I have my tray table up. What? 3, 2, 1. Read!
Do not take anything that is about to be said as a joke, or else you might have a sense of humor. Warning, this is not funny at all, not one tiny bit. No comedy here, seriously, there is none. Whatever you chose to read it. Gary Stu sat down in front of his computer. 2 days prior he had submitted a fanfiction in parody of most other fanfiction, and it had somehow found its way to the featured box. He took a sip of his soda, reclining in his chair and staring at the screen. Sure enough, a troll FIC or parody of any kind finding its way to the featured box was going to elicit mass amounts of hate. Sometimes even in the form of parody.
What if my haters
Applejack
are
trotted
parody?
into the room and sat next to Gary, who continued to sit and stare at the computer screen. He scratched his head. Most of the people seemed to like it, but there was a large amount that didn't.
So in other
He
words,
scrolled
most of the
through
people
the
didn't
site,
seem to like it.
looking
then.
at the
Is that what you're
fanfiction
going
and
with?
checking the blogs of some of his favorite authors, but to his surprise there were mass criticisms against the featured box and the exact story he had submitted. Blinking twice, Gary made sure that he was reading it right, and sure enough there was no effort to make the attack indirect, but targeted him directly. Gary frowned. This is not what he wanted. Gary reflected on the past events that had led to this. One day he had simply written a story, and the next day he was just out having some fun, and coming back from his fun he discovered all this hatred. It didn't make much sense to him.
My Little Pony
Applejack sat on
fanfiction is
Gary's lap
hatred.
as he stroked her mane, his self-desires being thoroughly fulfilled. Without another thought, he set his fingers on the keyboard and started to type. Mainly because he was totally bored and didn't have much else to do. Here is what he wrote. LOL, look at me, I want attention please. And then he submitted it. Without another word he got up out of his chair and went to find Twilight, whom he had brought back from Equestria.
Dude, I'm sure this is really
Once
good audio.
found, he brought her back to his computer where she lay down and took a nap. Gary looked at his computer screen once more. Many times had he wondered why people were so adverse to authors getting attention for writing stories that parodied others. Sometimes a parody could be insightful, or maybe funny should the author not be too serious about it. Of course, these types of stories are gold mines for other authors. They just love complaining in a way that appeals to the people while at the same time contains all of their disdain for the recognition of
idiot,
such
that's
trolling.
the wrong kind of there.
Now
dummy.
I became the narrator of this story, but I'm still Gary, except I'm really not, and I decided to do a really long rant about all the shit that annoyed me, because nobody wants that. Anyway, let's move on with it, shall we?
Oh, cool. It's just a blog post.
I really hate the troll genre, and
God
can't
damn it.
stand when the genre
We've
I
been
write gets
bamboozled.
featured, but I write it anyway. Isn't that nice? Let's remember the only reason I ever started writing fanfiction was so that I would be recognized and praised enough that I could jack off to all the attention I was getting.
Nice.
Never once
Nice.
did I ever devote any amount of time to a fanfiction that would be forgotten, regardless of how popular it got. This includes MLD, FOE,
Oh, my little
cupcakes,
Dashi and Fall
I mean,
okay.
be honest, 5 or 6 years from now, assuming you're out of the fandom by then, and if you're not I'd give you another 5 or 6, so around
That's
10 or
not true.
12
I
all
still remember
around,
what they are, and
you're
it's 5
going
or
to
6
forget
years
all
later,
about any
dumbass.
fanfiction and not care
Five.
anymore, for fun, nope, just for attention. Because without attention, remember now, if you take anything seriously you're a twit. I am just a lifeless shell of a human that withers away to the depths of the internet. That's why it's always smart, and never dumb, to
And
parody
always
other
fart, and
fanfiction,
never come.
even if you're parodying a parody, or parodying a parody of a parody. Remember, never be subtle about which FIC you're parodying.
You'll
You
drink
want to
again.
make it
Every
clear
time he
what
says
you're
parody.
trying to parody. I use parody in a general sense because, besides the parentheses, there isn't any real parody here. Also, always remember that if you write a parody, you will always be hated by a group that does not agree with your parody, and or finds it dumb. Remember, if you ever write a parody about someone or something in particular, it might be a good idea to duck for cover, because people get really pissed really fast, even if you're just trying to make a point, or joke around, or maybe even trying to show the problems with parodies. And watch out, if whatever or whoever you're parodying ever finds it, you're practically dead because, assuming they've found it, they're going to rip into it. Usually, they'll be lighthearted about it, but you can tell.
This piece of
Remember
chicken
to
looks like
talk
a
directly
penis.
to the audience in a parody, or else it won't have the you had to
Please
be there
tell us
comedic
more.
effect that is needed in every situation, when they're just sitting in front of the computer screen tapping the keyboard in hopes that somebody will share their view, which is exactly what this is doing, in a very poor fashion.
Really.
Attention on the internet basically means the size that your penis
It's
is.
true.
That's why the above paragraph is such a block of text, so you'll skim over it and miss all the controversial stuff.
Got him.
God forbid I say anything that might offend or directly attack somebody else. Attention is everything.
My Little Pony.
Why is there
attention
so
matter.
much disdain toward everything that gets popular? Probably because anything that gets popular on the basis that it is not godlike
I
is
wasn't
not worth
expecting
the
a fucking
popularity.
essay on like parodies.
Two bad videos like Charlie Bit My Finger and users like Ray William Johnson, the least funny thing on the internet, next to this FIC, always criticize your own writing, it makes you seem humble, are the most popular things on the internet. So, what exactly is the point of all this? Nothing at all.
Got him. Pranks. You
The
all.
whole
you
point is that
there's
the
cameras
more
right
point
there.
you try to
Just a
make, the
prank.
less you make. Why exactly? Because it's a dangerous world in the pony fanfiction land. Most of the time the good writers and authors tend to
Hashtag
band
My Little
together
Pony
and compliment each
apocalypse.
other on how well they deconstructed a parody. Well, it's not really that hard, considering it's a parody, so congratulations, if you want to try that. I suspect you succeed in about 4 minutes. Where is all this going? I don't know, but it's about to get ridiculously long and considerably boring, so buckle your seatbelt. We're about to take a magical ride into the land of meta, parody, and troll fanfiction that you have never experienced before, because it will all be done in the form of ponies.
Oh shit! Good idea.
Without another word,
I just
I,
scrolled down,
Gary Stu,
and I'm
ripped
really
open a
scared.
portal to go back to Equestria, taking the ponies with me.
The fucking magenta text.
I placed the ponies in the land of Ponyville and told them to start drawing paintings, and lots of them. Suddenly, patterns emerged. Twilight always included stars in her pictures, and Rainbow Dash always included small lines that indicated fast movement. Rarity always made fine and acute lines, while Pinky always drew squiggles and nothing else. Fluttershy used very long, flowing lines that were very long.
You guys check me
Gary
out. I know the
nodded as he watched
characters
the
of the
ponies
main
draw,
characters.
and after a few
I
hundred
know what their
drawings each, he
personalities
decided
are.
to take a piece of paper and incorporate all of the qualities that each pony put in their own drawings and exaggerated them all.
Wow.
The final picture was a large star that was drawn with fine and acute lines, colored in with extreme amounts of squiggles that didn't fill up all the space, and on the outside of the star was a ridiculously long flowing line that circled around the poorly drawn star a couple times. There were small, straight lines around the entire star, indicating it was moving quickly in every single direction possible. Gary smiled and looked at his creation, which clearly took the aspects of each pony's painting and exaggerated them to an extent where it would be quite obvious it had been done on purpose. Suddenly Rainbow Dash broke out into unbridled rage, and tore the piece of paper out of Gary's hands and ripped it to shreds. Gary frowned and did not understand why Rainbow Dash was so angry, for she had no reason to think that Gary thought her art was bad. It was no matter, Gary had other plans anyway. Gary drew an exact replica of the drawing that had just been torn to shreds and had it displayed at the Ponyville Open Art Show. Many of the ponies were familiar with the art styles of the main six. Note that I call them the main six because writing out Twilight Sparkle, Rarity, Rainbow Dash, Fluttershy, Pinkie Pie, and Applejack is much too much work, and since there is no other name that is given to the 6 ponies in the show, I am forced to use the non-canon word/phrase main six for the purpose of making the job of typing this a bit easier,
say main six.
and the ponies laughed at
Makes
such
reading
playful
easier,
teasing
too.
towards the ponies they knew so well. In fact, it got so much praise that it was publicly displayed in the Museum of Equestrian Art. Upon being placed in the museum, his art was critiqued by the finest pony artists. As a human, Gary was expected to draw with such stupidity. The artists hated the drawing, and although they were fully aware of the main SIX's quirks with art, they did not think that such an atrocity belonged in the museum
The
and
main
threw hate in its
SIX,
direction.
but that's not even
They did
spelled
not
out.
understand how a pony,
That is
or
weird.
even a
They
human
used the
such as
numeral.
Gary, but he's an alicorn now, could be placed in a museum that was meant for only the most highly praised and quality art. They said that the painting was just bad art, and calling it a parody
Oh, would you
was
look at
simply
that? My
a ploy
phone's
by Gary
going
to
off.
achieve the
Oh,
amount
it's
of
telling me
praise
to
and
stop
attention
listening
he
to
was
this
obviously
bullshit. How
fishing
funny.
for. They called the painting bad art just as John Cage called his song
Also, that's why I muted my
433 music.
microphone so I could set up that alarm.
In both instances,
Joke.
John Cage and Gary Stu, the critics went up in rage because they could not bear to see something that was so simple and stupid receive so much praise and recognition. What is the point of writing a parody of a parody of a parody anyway? What is the point of writing a parody of a parody? Is there really any point to pointing out the flaws and stupidity of something that is pointing out flaws in stupidity in the same fashion that the first one or one before it did, and in the process simply reuse some of the qualities contained in the parody that the parody is parodying, or maybe even a parody of a parody decides to parody using satire instead of parody, because contrary to popular belief, a parody is a humorous or satirical imitation of a serious piece of literature or writing. While satire is the use of irony, sarcasm, ridicule, or the like, in exposing, denouncing, or deriding vice, folly, etc., and although the two can be considered synonyms, it is imperative to remember that a parody is like a play that uses the same characters of another play, tweaking their traits and exaggerating them, while satire is simply ridicule of a play, such as making another play for the purpose of pointing out that the original playwright was a complete moron, especially when they use run-on sentences as long as this one. Gary Stu knew that the difference between a troll FIC and a parody was that a parody does not stray from the parent material. Gary decided to take a look at a troll FIC and a parody in hopes that he would find conclusive proof to his suggestions. So within the parody he currently wrote, he wrote a parody of his own parody and paralleled it to a troll FIC that he also placed in the parody of the parody of the parody of what was probably another parody. Thus, he wrote this troll FIC. So zero any day in the magical land of Castria a man named Lol put decide he go and HAV lots of FON in the Ponyville. What hog even thinking about what he was doing, he jumped into the magical land and he entered it, and when he landed he found de points by the name of de Twilight Sparkle nad. He went up to her and she says I know how to get to the bathroom from here, and in the man who came from the magical land called Eth he sees oak may show me hows to get from this place to the bathroom cause I haven't been to it's in a long time nad sometimes whe I'm real timereds and I really need some sleep adn my black is likes all full and does I go to the potty in my pants and I unzip my zip air and I shoot a massive stream of jizz out of it and it all like gaaj kamok and everyone all oloik o at jalks jig look at all the jizz. And then everybody gets their cover in ma jizz and they all like go I am has cover in jizz of this guy and really I don't mean to jizz but it juice happen and sometim I wonder if I be I held actually be should in the urine out of ma plock underneath the zipper of ma pantaloons but then I say nah dat is juice stupid and then I me is ya twiliokt I meet a ya righty here and use go aheads and use tell me dat all this time you news how to gets from here to the bathing room and I is ever so grateful Twilight I is ever so grateful grateful. And
I
so
is ever
Twilight
so
decides
grateful.
that she's a gonna take this pony that she found it on her door. I stepped
She's
and
a
she
gonna
take
take
him
this
and
pony
she said
that
to
she...
him, see no, Dad, you want to go to the bathing room, but I has to say that you can't, and that is why I am going to lock
What
the
the
door
fuck?
and you cannot get
I
into it, and I
know
will laugh
that
and laugh and you
you
will be all like,
want
oh my god,
to
it has
go
nowheres to go
to
to
the
the
bathing
bathing
room.
room, and that means oh no, I am a piss my pantsies. So then the pony is all like no non and then after he is done with the tiling and the hall Aaron he sees OMG Twilight, why do you does this to me, and she said that she is actually changeling queen. OMG what a twist, holy shit. And DNE Twilight decided that she is done with Bane Twilight and she turned it into the changeling queen, and then the queen chrysalis or so Ething says to the pony, she says you have been a very bad point, and spanks him 70 for Tims and says that he is very bad abd bad pony, and she kicked him in the donkey and S&D him off to the magic land of hell where he meets Mr. Satan pony, and Mr. Satan is all like WTF are you, and the pony says he says I am PON, and Mr. Satan says I am a kill you, but the pony had not gone to the bath and he
I am a kill you.
says oh no, and STRTS to feel something a comin', and he says watch out Mr. Satan, it's out to GTOMG licious in hither, and Satan is all like OMG oh no, and then before he can go anyway else the pony unleashes all the piss that he hate been saving UPS for over 20,000 years, and it go all over to Satan, and Satan says agij be adjective DSKJVCK J save me, I am drowning FLKA, and then he drew on the piss so the Mr. Nice Pony guy who now don't has no more jizz no more, he says to the dead Stan, he says you are DED now, so I am the Stan, and I says Dad I is not DED but I is alive and not DED but alive and not DED, and so he was not a DED anymore, so he came back to the Ponyville and trot up to the chrysalis and says you XDA me niest pony of R, and then he kicked her into the face and she all like gargle, and then she says you has defeat me this time pony, but I will be back, and when I comes to the back you will find out Dad not only have I is 20y stronger but I also has very long Neek bwahahaha, and then she leaped, and it was OMG awesome ADNLOLOL and Roflo worthy, because Dad pony namey was the Gary Stu, and he dost he most awesomest pony I has ever seen it. Gary Stu looked at the atrocity he had created, and thought to himself, if he were to call that a parody of Troll Fics, it wouldn't work at all. Because whilst writing it he had the direct intention of creating the most eye-bleedingly bad FIC of all time. He then decided to write a parody of the parody he was already writing, located below. A pony named Sunflower Sunshine was writing a story. She decided that it would be a great idea to write a story that has no point other than to seemingly be completely against parodies of parodies when she was writing one herself. Wait, wasn't the story she was writing a parody of a parody of a parody that basically was against the thing it was? How ironic. What was the point? Was this story going to change anything?
Was the story going to change anything?
It wasn't. And Sunflower Sunshine knew that this was true. Writing a parody of a parody of a parody only meant that the parody was so unsure of his own parody that he must go to great lengths to find some sort of cause in his parody. Sometimes, it didn't seem like any points were being made at all, except for pointing out that one parody or the next was stupid and how no reasons.
It goes
Obviously,
right into my heart.
Gary Stu ended the
I know you
parody here,
don't.
because that would be appropriate. Suddenly, it dawned on him that troll fics weren't about random CAPITI but the use of incoherence and randomness. Thus, this FIC. So
oh god, is
any
it just
day
a
in the mythical
repeat
land
of
of page
everything
3
up
a man
until
named
now?
Lolcook decide he go and HAV lots of FON in the Ponyville.
I think this is
What
a
Hawk
repeat.
even thinking about what he was doing, he jumped into the magical land and he entered it, and when he landed
At
he
the
found
bottom
the
it says
point by
typed
the name
again
of the
because you didn't
Twilight
read it the
Sparkle
first
Dad.
time.
He went up to her and she says I know how to get to the bathroom from here, and then the man who came from the magical land called Ethesius Oak may show me hows to gets from this place to the bathroom, cause I haven't been to it's in a long time. Nad sometimes WHE I'm real timers and I really need some. Sleep ADN my bladder is
I really need
likes all
something.
full and stuz I go to the
Sleep.
potty in my pants and I unzip
Sleep
my
as
zip ear
in
and
my
I shoot a
blood.
massive stream of jizz out of it and it all like home GA
Jizz.
Kmok and
Of
everyone
just-
all oloik o at jalks jig look at
Oh,
all the
GA,
jizz.
K-Mock.
And then everybody gets their cover in majas
GA
and
Maj
they
Chaos.
all like good I am has cover in jizz of this guy and really
Ama
I don't mean to
good.
jizz but it Jews happen and sometime
Ama
I wonder
good.
if I be I held actually be should
You
in
mean,
the
oh
urine
my
out of my
God?
block underneath the zipper of my pantalones but then I say nah dad is Jew stupid and then I come here and I me as yet Twilight I need a yeah righty here and
I
use go
know I
aheads
laughed
and
last
use tell
time he
me
said
that all this
pantalones,
time you knew
but
how
it's
to get
really
from
funny.
here to the baby room and I is ever
Like,
so
why
grateful
would
Twilight
anyone
I is
use
ever so
pantalones
grateful.
as a? It's
And
not.
so
It's not
Twilight
even
decides
pantalone.
that
It's
she's a gonna take
pantaloons.
this pony that
Or-
she found it on her door yesterday
Yeah,
and she taked
no,
it him and
what the
she
fuck
said
is it?
to him see I no dad you
It's.
want
Yeah, it's
to
pantaloons.
go
I think it's
to the
pantaloons.
baby
yeah.
room but I has to say that you can't and that is why I am going to lock the door and you cannot get into it and I will laugh and you will be
Yeah,
all like
it's
oh my god
pantaloons.
it has nowheres to go to the
Oh,
baby room and that means oh
Pantaloon,
no I am
women's
a
baggy
piss
trousers
fancies.
gathered at the
So
ankles.
then the pony is
That's
all
what they
like,
are. John Madden.
Does this to me and she said that she is actually
Come over,
changeling
come
queen
over,
OMG
come
what
over,
a
come
twist
over,
holy
come
shit
over,
and
come
DNE
over,
Twilight
come
decided
over,
that she
come
is
over,
done with
come
vain
over,
Twilight and she
inside me
turned it
over
into the
here.
changeling queen and then their queen Chrysalis or so I think says to the pony she says you HAB
So we're just trying to like have a conversation until this little chunk is over and actually gets to the new shit.
bad ABD
Yeah.
bad
Very
pony,
bad,
and
bad,
she kick him in
bad,
the
bad,
doggy
bad
and
pony.
SND him off to the
Very, very
planet
bad,
hell
bad,
where
bad,
he
bad,
meets Mr.
ABD,
Satan
ABD,
pony, and
ABD,
Mr. Satan
ABD,
is
bad,
all like
bad, bad, bad pony.
WTFRU and the pony says he says I am PON and Mr. Satan says I am a kill you but the pony
Very,
not
very
gone to
bad,
the
bad,
backfire
bad,
and
bad,
he
ABD, ABD,
says,
ABD,
oh no, and
ABD, bad, bad, bad,
STRTS
bad.
something a comin' and he says watch out Mr. Satan it's out to GTOMG-licious in hither and Satan is all like OMG oh no and
OMG-licious in hither.
wait else the pony unleashes all the piss that he hate been saving UPS for over 20,000 years and it go all over to Satan and Satan says
UPS?
be adjective
Did you say UPS?
Adjective.
save me I am drowning FLKA and
Adjective.
drew on in the piss soda Mr. Nice
He totally
Brother
said
guy now
adjective.
don't has
What
no
the
more
fuck?
use
Jackal?
no more he says to the dead
Jen Zackle.
Stan he
Sign
says
Jackal.
you are DED now so I am the Stan and I says dad I is not DED but I is alive
I am
and
the
not
Stan.
DED but alive and not DED and so he was not a DED enemy
But
so
alive,
he
but
came
and
back
not
to the
DED,
Ponyville
but alive,
talked
and
up
not
to the
DED,
Chrysalis
but
and
alive.
says UXDA me niest positive and then he kicked her into the face and she all like gargle and then she says you has defeat me this time
Gargle.
Pony, but I will be back and whens I comes to the back you will find out dad not only have I is 20
And whens I comes to the back.
Neek wahahaha and then she leaped and it was
Neek
OMG
wahaha.
and LOLOL and Roflo worthy because dad pony namey was the Gary Stu
Ruffalo.
and das the most awesomest pony I has ever seen it. Typed again because you didn't read it the first time. Wasn't actually
You
a
didn't
troll
read it
by
the
C
first
at all.
time.
It was its own genre. Poop. Just like parody in the form
Poop.
of imitation was its own thing.
Its own
Suddenly,
genre. Poop,
something dawned on Gary.
poop, diddy,
No matter
scoopity
how
scoop.
hard he tried or what he
Scoopity poop.
did, there
Poop.
would always be someone
Poop.
trying to
Poopity
seek
scoop.
attention from attention.
Scoopy poop.
It was inevitable. Gary shook his head and realized
was
that the only
inevitable.
thing that mattered now was
Inevitable.
not giving a shit any longer, so he spent the rest of the day with the ponies. First he sewed a 7 onto an 8 with Rarity, and then he flew around with Dash and he decided that it
What?
would be best if he stayed away
What?
from Twilight while she read because reading is boring as
He
fuck and
sewed
something
like a
you shouldn't
physical
do. Haha fucking
letter
irony.
number 7
And then
onto
he
another
decided
number
to
8.
care for animals
That's
with
what he did.
Fluttershy and party with Pinkie
Haha,
Pie.
fucking irony.
After all that fun stuff, he came back and decided that maybe writing such a long a pointless parody of absolutely nothing that would do nothing but get more hate out of the hate he was already getting was a bad idea, but then he realized that he wasn't looking for praise or
it's a
for
good idea.
attention, but just looking to get out his main point. That sometimes, when you take pony fanfiction too seriously, you realize you and I are both wasting a lot of time complaining about something that doesn't really change anything. Also, it leads to parodies of parodies of parodies of
Oh, God.
parodies,
It's a parody,
and
it's a
that's just
parody, it's a
pointless,
parody.
because
ready
when
to
you
get
parody a
fucking
parody
wasted.
you're really parodying
Because
the
when you
fact that
parody
you're
a
an
parody,
idiot
you're
because
really
you can't
parodying
parody
the
a
fact that
parody
you're an
unless you
idiot,
poke
because you
direct fun
can't
at the
parody a
fact that you
parody
are
unless
not
you
gaining
poke direct fun
popularity
at the
and
fact
others
that
are.
you are not
And
getting
therefore those that
popularity and
agree
others
with you will
are.
make sure
This
that
is-
you
he's
are
spitting
agreed
some
with and
fucking
suddenly
bars.
nobody gives a shit anymore. There is no longer any point to parodies of meta fanfiction, because everything that can be said has been said. Besides, meta actually means a column or post, or a group of columns or posts, placed at each end of a racetrack to mark the turning places or pertaining to or occupying two positions in the benzene ring that are
No.
separated by one carbon atom.
Well, that's one
Fanfiction
meaning.
can never be written for fun, only for attention. Number 1 rule. Thus, at the discovery of the
one
first
rule.
rule of fanfiction, Gary decided to make a list of rules that pertain to fanfiction.
That's right.
1. Fanfiction can never be written just for fun, only for attention. 2. If your story is not perfect, it will be hated. 3. The more popular a story is, the more hated and overrated it will become. 4. If your story makes the featured box with a
4.
random tag, it does not deserve to be there. 5.
Tag.
More
It does not
sophisticated
deserve
words
to
will
be
mean
there.
a higher
5.
quality story. 6.
It will
Never,
mean a higher
ever,
quality story.
ever
6.
Make an OC
Never,
pony that
ever,
is an alicorn.
ever
7.
make an
As you
OC
gain
pony
more
that is an
followers,
alicorn. 7.
your new stories will
You gain
slowly
more
lose their
followers,
quality.
your
8.
North
The more
Stars will
attention you
slowly
receive,
lose their quality.
the more ridicule you will
God,
receive.
it's like
9.
so good. Like the
Comedy
turnaround
is
on this shit is like immediate.
never good unless the writing is good. 10. Stupidity cannot be comedy. 11.
10.
The more
Stupidity
agreeable your
cannot be
FIC
comedy.
is,
11.
the better
The
it
more
is.
agreeable your
12.
fic is,
Shipping is only
the
good when
better
it's
it
caked
is.
with
Yeah,
good writing and a plot.
that's
13.
agreeable.
Stories without cover pictures are to be shunned. 14. If a less serious piece of fanfiction receives praise, take it seriously. 15. Never hesitate to hate on popularity.
The
16.
one that had a period.
Always mask hate with lightheartedness. 17. Do everything you say you shouldn't do. 18. Never take pony fiction as a trivial matter. 19. Do what I do and blow everything out of proportion. 20. Do not leave constructive criticism when you downvote a story. 21. No matter what, you will always look for praise. 22. Do not write meta.
That's totally accurate.
And thus, pleased with his
Do
work,
not leave
Gary
constructive
Stu pet
criticism.
Rainbow
when you-
Dash who curled up on his lap. He was happy, and decided to go back to Ponyville where he would reflect on every bit or irony he just typed. Irony is the incorrect word.
Got him. What the hell? Alright, I'm gonna give me a beat. Also, it leads to parodies, the parodies, the parodies, the parodies, and that's just pointless. Because when you parody a parody, you're really parodying the fact that you're an idiot. Because you can't parody a parody unless you poke the right fun. The fact that you are not gaining popularity and others are. And therefore, those that agree with you will picture that you are agreed with, and suddenly no one gives a shit anymore. There is no longer any point to parodies of meta fanfiction because everything that has been said has already been said, and because... Anyway, no, I just thought that would be a good rap there.
It doesn't work with the Discord lag, but yeah.
Also, it leads to parodies of parodies of parodies of parodies, and that's just pointless because when you parody a parody, you're really parodying the fact that you're an idiot. Because fuck, like I'm trying to do like cool rhythm shit and it doesn't work. You're really parodying the fact that you're an idiot because you can't parody a parody unless you parody correctly the fact that you are not gaining popularity. Popularity, that rhymes with parody. That's a good one. Oh shit, did this guy get banned? Oh, I think this guy got banned. Cheez-Its find their way into Equestria. They assimilate into pony culture, but an
Peace, heart.
ominous cloud looms. Pringles have arrived in Equestria. What the
Can't fit
fuck?
my hand inside a Pringle can.
Oh my god. This story is called Snack Mix.
Oh my god.
They
Jeez,
read
get
My
the
Little
question.
Pony fan fiction. Finally, the boy. Oh, he's a boy. Finally, the boy swiveled in his swivel chair, cherishing the swiveling that his swivel chair allowed him to do. Yep, that's what a swivel chair does. Swivel, said the boy as he swiveled. Swiveling was his favorite activity that involved swiveling. While swiveling, the boy passed his computer mid-swivel and tapped the enter key, causing multiple lights to swivel turn on and a small humming noise swivel come out of a nearby box that was swivel up to the computer. The box flashed multiple red light. I almost said swivel. And vibrated as the boy swiveled back to his computer and typed in the encoder password before swiveling back to look at the box. Slowly but surely, a swivel black portal was opening up. "Finally!" yelled the boy. "My cross-swivel dimensional portal is finished!" He laughed maniacally and celebrated as the portal opened to full size. He swiveled back to his computer and typed in the intended swivel coordinates for his portal to swivel lead to. After some fine adjustments, the portal swivel was ready to be used. He swiveled a camera on the pole, stuck a camera on a pole into the portal to be sure that what laid inside was indeed his intended destination. It was. He swiveled the camera out and swiveled his arms out in celebration. His life work finally complete. With his arms extended, he swiveled heartily in his chair. Before he could stop himself, he knocked over a box of Cheez-Its into the portal. Almost instantaneously, the portal zapped the Cheez-Its to the location and shut forever, having reached max capacity for objects allowed in. The boy stared, dumbfounded. He cried silently whilst he swiveled. Okay, that was quite the introduction. What are your thoughts so far?
Swivel!
Swivel? Ugh, my head hurts. Tell me about it. I feel like someone threw a brick at my face. What face? What? You don't have a face. Yes, I do. It's right. What the? Ha, see, you're just a little cracker. So are you. Swivel. The two Cheez-Its rubbed their hands all over their super cheesy bodies. Faces, unsure of what was going on. The rest of the box and the teared open bag lay nearby. Multiple Cheez-Its groaning in pain from the— what the fuck is this? From the perilous fall. One of the Cheez-Its who had already gotten upside. Everything is going to be fine. We just need to figure out where we are. This sign says Ponyville, said one of the Cheez-Its. Very well, said another. Let's find something to eat in this Ponyville. I'm famished. The Cheez-Its agreed, and after helping all their brethren out of the bag, they walked over into town. Looking around, all they saw were ponies, who stared at them as if they were aliens. What are those things? Asked one of the Cheez-Its. Ponies, a species of animal. This must be their town. One of the Cheez-Its approached a pony. Excuse me, can you tell me where the nearest eating establishment is? Of course, she replied. It's just off— what the hell? That seems like an odd name for a street. The pony took off galloping far away, turning back to make sure the Cheez-Its were not chasing her. Well, that was rude. Guys, quiet, said one of the crackers. Listen! But we don't have ears. Shut up! The Cheez-Its listened carefully, and sure enough, they heard footsteps. Do you recognize those footsteps? Asked the Cheez-It, who had previously told them to listen. Yeah, isn't that Pringles? I don't know how you recognize. The Cheez-It, who had previously told them to listen, nodded. Indeed it is. With that, the Cheez-Its ran forth to get a look at what they thought were Pringles, their sworn snack enemy. Should we kill them? Asked the Cheez-It, who had previously told them to listen. Oh, should we kill them? Asked the Cheez-It, who was definitely not gay, who had previously told them to listen and then nodded and had confirmed the identity of the footsteps as being Pringles. Yes, the other Cheez-It stood, ready to fight. All right then, said the Cheez-It, who had previously told them to listen and then nodded and had confirmed the and then nodded and had confirmed the— they repeated that. I'm not just being stupid. Let's do this. The Cheez-Its charged from their hiding place behind a building and ambushed the Pringles. Caught off guard, the Pringles retreated instantly. Luckily, the Cheez-Its grabbed them one by one and brutally murdered them by stabbing this. It's like earlier with the Hitler one. With the sharp spear cracking them. What do you want from us? Asked a Pringle. Justice! Yelled the Cheez-It, who had previously told the other Cheez-Its to listen and then nodded and had confirmed the identity of the footsteps as being Pringles.
We don't have any justice.
We only have barbecue flavored.
Salt and
And
fit?
original. And original. We have original too. The Pringle smiled. But it's too late. Look around. The Cheez-It looked around. All the ponies are gone. Where did they go? The The Cheez-It shrugged. They are being held captive in Canterlot, soon to become snacks. Cheetos, get these fools! Cheetos jumped down from the roofs. What the? Said the Cheez-It. The Cheetos placed bags over the Cheez-Its and pulled them away, while the leader Pringle laughed maniacally. Light streamed into the Cheez-Its eyes, hurting them, causing him to squint. The face of a Pringle appeared. Hello, Cheez-Its, welcome to Canterlot. The Cheez-It, who had previously told the other Cheez-Its to listen, and then nodded, and had confirmed the identity of the footsteps as being Pringles, looked around. They were in a palace room. That joke's kind of not funny. Next to the Pringle was a large pony, with both wings and a horn, and long, flowing rainbow hair. See this pony? Said the Pringle, the other Pringles snickering behind him. This pony is a leader and guardian of this world, Princess Celestia. The Cheez-Its struggled in their seats to help the poor princess. She was muffled and tied up, unable to do anything. What the fuck is this? The Pringled, that's correct, that's what it says. The Pringled unsheathed a sword, admiring its sharp edges for a moment. When she is dead, Pringles will rule this wretched land, and all you Cheez-Its will die a fiery death. That isn't in quotes. That's just like part of it. So Princess Celestia began to cry, struggling within her binds. The Cheez-Its were all bound to chairs, unable to watch. The leader Pringle smiled and stabbed Celestia with a sword, and she died in the end, said the Pringle, lighting the castle on fire. Nice.
This is pure. Utter shit.
This is pure. Utter shit. Sometimes humans go to Equestria, sometimes a snack does. What the fuck?
Fanfiction in a nutshell.
The fact there is good fanfiction, but we are not reading that today. Well, that was interesting. That was an interesting little experiment we just performed.
Something.
That was hell.
Wearing a
Tetris
strap-on?
Fanfiction Archive.
Oh my god.
A brief interview with the Tetris block.
Fuck.
No, I'm looking for rated M. Only the
Looking
good
for the
shit.
kinky shit.
Yeah, what does K mean? Is that kids? Or is that not kids?
Kill yourself.
Probably that. K plus. What the fuck is K plus?
Kill yourself plus.
New game plus. Temptation of the Maiden, a Tetris fanfic. Oh, this. All right, there we go. This one's what we're looking for.
This one's hot.
God, you should fall to the ground. Bed.
He
Not
was
dead,
shot
though.
with a gun.
Shot with a bed. Bed. She was shot with a knife. Bed. This has been Hellcast. Loudcast.
Next time on Hell,
Hellcast. The podcast
we'll
directly
go
from
even
hell.
further, deeper into hell.
No more fanfiction. At least not on the podcast. Ooh. Maybe on my own. Okay, bye.